Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the live shipping show weekend edition. So, I've been going live 1 p.m. Central to do my shipping with you guys, kind of talk about some of the items that I'm selling. So, hopefully, you guys can find some out in your thrift stores. Yeah, if you're standing up, sit down. If you're thirsty, grab a drink. This is going to be a while. I have a little over 40 items, so it'll probably go over the hour time frame, but that's okay. I also want to talk to you guys a little bit about the product I just released. It's a document that you can check to see how much to pay for an item and how much you're going to profit, how much it needs to sell for to hit that profit. So a lot of people have been asking me, what are my margins? What do I look for? Ideally, I just look for items that sell on eBay for over $5, and I try to do as many of those as I can in the year. So with that being said, let's just get into the first item. There's another couple things I want to talk to you guys about, and go ahead and just drop questions if you need to. But yeah, let's get started. Oh, I need this page open though. It's the weekend, man, Sunday. So it's kind of that one day that everyone tries to just get the last bit of relaxation, but also charge up for work if you got the 9 to 5. If you're not full time yet, maybe you'll never be full time. I don't know. So this is a vintage Ralph Lauren. It's a 2XL, just a polo, but it's got the Alabama embroidery on it. So yeah, come football season, the top schools, the SEC schools, you're gonna want to look for those. It went for $15.99 plus $8.99 shipping. I'm gonna turn this off just in case. So yeah, this is 2XL. It's white. You know, with white shirts, you always got to be careful. But sometimes I put my flashlight on it in the store if it's really dim. But a lot of times you just look at the major stain spots and decide if you want to go for it. But yeah, this is a really good sale. So if you guys want, I'll show you I got the list over here. You can go to my link tree and look at the Google Docs, but essentially this sold for $25. So you could go to $25 on the right-hand column and find out, what'd you pay for the item. So this is going to be well over a $10 profit because I paid $4 for it and it sold for over $22.56, which would be a $10 profit. This sold for $25. So it's like a $13 profit. And that's pretty much it. So it's a good little tool. I don't know. It took me a while to make. That's why I'm talking about it now, So I'm not I don't know. I just figured if I can make a lot of tools for reselling and put them all in those Google Docs, then one, it's almost like a instruction manual for what to do and what to look for if you want to go the route that I did. The problem is a lot of this I just have up here and I don't really have it written down. So Bearded Poker Tuber, hola. What's up, man? Glad to see you in. Hope everything's going well this week. Hopefully you found some good stuff at the yard sales. I don't know if you guys are yard sales out there. I don't really go to yard sales. I feel like it's kind of like chasing. But if you plan it out and you write that list and you contact people before is a really good hack. It can be fun and exciting. I just feel like it's almost I don't know, a whole 8 hours, 10 hours of planning and prepping and actually going to them and then driving and trying not to get into car wrecks because you're trying to get there fast before everybody. So it's kind of like a mad dash, but that's definitely where you get the best deals. People at yard sales just want to get rid of stuff. And I'm thinking about having one next Saturday, actually. So haven't seen any pop up yet this year. You haven't seen any yard sales? Where are you at, PokeTuber? Because they're rocking and rolling in my town. I source mostly at thrift stores and some online arbitrage. That's cool. Yeah, online arbitrage is a different beast, but that can be a really good money maker too. I'm going to bring this mouse a little closer to me so I'm going to reach as far. Let's see. We've got another Ralph Lauren. And yeah, first part of the show, if you guys are new here, first off, my name's Sean. I'm a full-time clothing eBay reseller. The first part of these items are typically discounted items. And then after a few of those, I get to the better sales because that's just how it's pulled in my inventory system from newest to oldest pretty much. And yeah, I just go through them. I'll tell you what I paid for them. So this is a Ralph Lauren. It's a silk and linen blend, short sleeve button shirt. It's green, and this had a stain on it right here. You can see it really clear in the camera. I thought it was some dust or something, but had to take the offer on this one because if you are thrifting, 100 and 200 items a day, in those days, you just miss stuff. It's bound to happen. It's not like the thrift store is going to tell you this item's stained. So you either decide, do I want to sell it or just throw it away? You know, the thing is, if it's a good item like a silk linen Ralph Lauren, that should be like a $30 sale. But because it had the stain, it only sold for, $14. You still want to make the money, right? It's going to take a little longer to sell. And make sure to note it because they will return it if they don't know it's there. Sarah, Nifty Nook Thrift. Hi, Sean. Thanks for sharing what sold. I've got you on in the background while I'm working on photographing and listing Peace Money Bags cart. Yeah, so that's another thing. I kind of forgot. A lot of people are watching on the replay who are working. And, if you did click on the video and you're working, continue to work because that's what's important. It's nice to have almost like a reseller radio of sorts, a long form thing where you're kind of absorbing information while you're doing your photos. But that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm glad that I can do that and people can get some good information while they're doing their thing. I got to do photos today myself. I spent probably too much time. I spent about 3 hours developing a business card. I spent about an hour last night and then 2 hours this morning because I have aspirations of growing a lot bigger outside of my house, and it's going to take a little bit of time. Probably the next 4 months is going to be like a very critical trial period to see if I can move enough product that I have access to. And if that is the case, then I'm going to definitely be pushing this a lot bigger than just these items here. I'm still going to have this element of reselling on YouTube, or not on YouTube, on eBay and sharing it on YouTube. But I'm going to also share kind of how to go from like being in your garage to being more of like a brick and mortar type style. And I think people are going to get a good kick out of it. But if the source I have doesn't work out, or it's just not feasible or doesn't make enough sense, it's not going to work, obviously. But at least you'll be able to see my mindset and how to go about it without ever doing it, But I think there's a hole in the market in my town that I'm going to be able to fill. Let's see, Bearded Poke Tuber. I had some of your live replays on last night while I was taking clothing photos. Do mostly shoes, but have been picking up high profit clothing the last few months, but hadn't listed almost any of it. Yeah, you kind of got to list it, man. If you don't list it, you're just you're just the owner of a lot of nice clothes, which is, it's good, I guess. Some styles do go out of fashion, so you can lose money on that, but it definitely takes a different mentality to do clothes, I think, as opposed to hard goods or even shoes. I just wouldn't focus too hard about it. A lot of people try to steam these clothes. Definitely clothes. There's clothes that need to be washed from the thrift store, but there's the whole ironing and just making everything perfect. Unless it's a really expensive piece, I would just kind of put it on a hanger and take photos of it, be clear about it. Make sure the people know exactly what they're getting, because some buyers on clothing are real particular, especially if it's a dress item as opposed to a casual item. So you kind of got to understand what you're selling and who's buying it, Like women's clothing. I don't do a lot of women's clothing right now, but I can only imagine they have certain things they look for based on how it fits on their body. So that would be something I would have to figure out, but you get a lot more questions from women on the eBay, though. That's for sure. With the messages, they always ask me some off the ball questions. I get it, though. If you're buying something and you don't know how it fits, and you have the ability to ask, and you never know, maybe the buyer tells you 15 measurements, or they explain everything about it, and that's a plus. So you never know unless you ask. That's one thing I've kind of gone by for a number of years. You just don't know until you ask. All right. I didn't even explain the last item. That was just American Eagle jeans, sold for $4 plus shipping. American Eagle jeans, very hit and miss. It's one of those categories of items that I've sold some for $35 and $40, and I've sold some for $14. And one thing to watch out for is the American Eagle. It's made, I think, a little cheaper, and it just shrinks very. The elastic or the elastane and the spandex blended cottons, those shrink so much in American Eagles that it causes a lot of problems for returns. But yeah, the bigger sizes on American Eagle, mainly dark denim jeans, is always kind of a safe bet as opposed to light. Those were light. These are Under Armour pants, men's large. These are gray. I used to buy a lot of athletic pants, but I kind of got away from it just because of the elasticity in the waist. It seemed like those were always just not correct, you know. I would pick up like even hang on, even like a size medium like Under Armour pants. If the waist is like a 29, that's not truly a medium. That's closer to a small. And then sometimes it'd be like a 34 because it's just stretch. So like I really just kind of got away from those. So I'm just trying to get rid of them now. But you already put the work into listing it, so it's kind of like you still got to make the money. But this is a good one too. So this one sold for like $16, and it's not going to be like a $6 profit. But if you go on my Google Doc and you see $6 profit items and how low something has to sell for, if you pay $6, and that's based on first class shipping being $5 and then priority being $8, you can kind of get like a good idea. And the other thing about the resource that I put out is if you have like your jean cost in your town is say $8.99, go over to item cost of $9 and then see what it has to sell for. So if it's I'll just go to it right now, just because I think this is going to help some people. So yeah, item cost, priority mail, if it's $8, if the item cost is $9 and you want to profit $10, it has to sell for $31.74, like shipped. That's everything. And that's going to tell you $10. So then you just kind of go down. Okay, well, this item was $7, or my average cost of goods is $4. Then you just get a better idea of like, people are like, oh, well, are you even making money? And I'm kind of like, I am. It's just, it doesn't look like you make money when you sell something for 15, but then you sell something for more and it averages out. So it's more like just a rough estimate guide on this thing. All right, a little too much of that. Beard poker. Yeah, I'm not getting caught up in perfection, just taking the best photos I can. Yeah, and that's the thing. I used an iPad mini too. That's like the tablet. I used that for photos for like a year and a half because I thought that was better than any of the Android photos with the phones. I had a Galaxy A11, and I just don't like the idea of using a personal phone for photos. But if that's the best camera you got, maybe you have to. But yeah, the photos, it really doesn't have to be that good. And I think people get way too caught up in the perfection of photos. You just have to be clear about like flaws and variations if it's not true to like what it was like new, like if it shrunk or something. You kind of gotta let people know. Michelle, in lieu of steaming or ironing, just throw it in the dryer. Yeah, you can do a quick dry on it. A lot of these items, like I've mentioned before, they smell better than some of my clothes, but some of them do need to be washed. I have this bottom rack here, and that's stuff that like that's stuff that has like stain stuff. But I make a pile for like a load, and I do like 1 or 2 loads a week of clothes because it's just I just feel like it needs it a little bit. But I don't wash every item, but I do wash some. So you can only do so much, right? I guess you could wash it all. Just you would need like an industrial washer at this pace, though, or you'd be beating up your own like personal washer. Eric, what is the source you keep saying it over and over? Just tell us. Why would I tell you, Eric? It's pretty much like it's just like a lot of clothes I can get for a really good price. So it's I think it's very difficult to find that kind of thing. But yeah, I'm not gonna like give you the address. It'd be crazy. Peckerheads Unite. Jack, you are crazy, dude. What's up, man? What's crack like? Yeah, Jack's been in the chat most days. I appreciate you coming back, Jack. All right, we've got an Under Armour track jacket. Track jackets. These are not track jacket. This is a track jacket. It only sold for $10 plus $8.99 shipping, and I wonder if it had a flaw, or Under Armour just doesn't do many track jackets. I mean, I know it's a sporty type brand, but sometimes I kind of like go out of the norm of what I sell, and it usually ends up like this, just not being that great. You kind of stick with what you know, but it's good to like put feelers out there and test it, and maybe you can learn like a new little pocket in the market of what you're selling. Like you sell video games and you want to like, I don't know, go into like a different little category of video games, like a different genre. Maybe you can find something good. This is kind of like jackets, The thing about jackets is they're really big. I have a spare, I have a closet in this bedroom, and I usually hold like 10 jackets that I've listed because they don't fit into the box as well, but they sell, they profit like a good decent amount of money, So I put them in there, but yeah, they're a little different. Also, yeah, I am working on the sourcing video from last week, so I should have that done. I think I'm going to release it on Wednesday, and then my next video is going to be a tutorial video, and it's going to be breaking down like the shipping methods that I use as a clothing reseller. A couple people have had that question because they're kind of new to the game and they want to get in it. This is a pair of cinched jeans that I did not pull. It must have just came in this sale. It's like a stained pair of cinched jeans. Cinched jeans is a Western brand. It's like less than Ariat, but they sell. Oh wow, this is the Under Armour track pants that like goes with the jacket I just sold. See, these didn't sell for very much. I had them listed a long time. I wonder if there's an issue. It was $1.75 plus $8.99. So this is like a break-even type piece, and I don't like that kind of stuff. But like, if you already have the money in it, you know, kind of got to go for it. But yeah, the tutorial video, you guys let me know. Like, I've mentioned this before. I've done some basic videos about like my processes, but if there's anything that's kind of extra that you're like, hey, I'm really kind of curious how this works, I'm not sure, let me know. And if there's enough there, I'll make a video. If not, I'll do like a short or like an Instagram reel maybe. Or like one person had a question on how to sort based on like oldest items first for like a promotional sale. So I just did like a 10-second video on my phone and sent the video to him on Instagram. So he was able to like have that real quick answer and get on with his promotions. So yeah, trying to just use whatever time I can to kind of help the community out. It seems like it's growing pretty fast, which somebody asked me about that too this week. Not sure why I'm back. You have me listing clothes again, and I hate clothes. Hey, I'm not telling you to do anything, man. You can do whatever you want. Throw those clothes on the ground if you want. I don't care. But no, clothes is a decent category. There's just so much clothes, you know, and people wear clothes out, right? Like if you sell something that never wears out, then they may only buy one and be done. But someone will buy multiple shirts, multiple pants. You listed 15 to 18 shirts next day. Boom, one sale, zip cents. Maybe your price is too high. What kind of shirts are you selling? That's a good question. Do you sell like t-shirts? Because I don't sell t-shirts very often. Let's see. This is another. Oh, geez. So this is Nike tennis. I don't know if you guys have ever sold Nike tennis, but it has like the little like racket symbol kind of. And I don't know. I thought tennis was like an expensive sport, you know, but like golf kind of is. And these did not sell for very much. And it's probably a style thing. It was just like a break-even piece. But I'm not. That's like the first tennis piece I've ever picked up for shorts, and I'm not doing it again. I've looked up like the polos for Nike tennis, and those don't seem to do well either. So my son's crying. I can hear him in the other room. They're going to see my wife's grandpa because we spent yesterday with my parents and my grandpa. He had his birthday week. So happy birthday to you, Grandpa. He didn't want to go out, so we just did steaks on the grill and baked potatoes, and that's all I ate. I don't know. They might have had veggies there, but I stay away from those. Let's see. The shirt you sold was Ping Polo. Yeah, Ping they have some decent polos, and you listed t-shirts and dress shirts. Yeah, so if you do hate listing that much, just do all the categories together. I know like 15, 18 is not like the greatest sample size, but even if you do like your 5 polos in a row, 5 t-shirts, 5 button-ups, it'll help in the process because it's the same style of photos, you know, because there's a couple of different ones for the button-ups than for the t-shirts. Never come across Nike tennis items, Sarah? Yeah, well, just if you do, keep going. So don't bother. I mean, there's profit in all of them. Like if it's a Roger Federer, you know, they have on cloud Roger Federer editions. Those are like way more money because he's super popular. This jean here. This is a Catherine's jeans. It's elastic waist. What's weird about Catherine's is I've sold large elastic waist Catherine jeans for like $30, and you can usually pick them up for $1, like on Dollar Day. But these, for some reason, maybe they weren't big enough. I mean, they're size 18, but they sold for like a break even, like $2 plus shipping. So, but I know I paid $1 for these because I would never pay up for Catherine's. And there is money in like the women's jeans, especially like the larger ones. And I think more women of that size order online rather than going to the store and like trying on clothes. So that's a little if you're into jeans, like if you're really into the denim, I think it's like there's Catherine's, there's Fit Right, or I think something like that. They're cheaper brands, brand new, but like resale value, they're actually pretty decent. But I think you need like a 22 plus, like 22, 24 waist, and this was an 18. Could be why. Or I mean, there could have been a flaw. I don't know. You got to kind of be careful with them because they stretch out. Now, the next one we're packing up is, all right. I had like a speech plan for this one. It's a double sale. It's this Ralph Lauren swim trunks in green, really great color, and then a gray Ralph Lauren just short sleeve shirt. I had somebody comment and they said, hey, I noticed you said you had almost 10,000 sales last year on eBay. They go, are most of those like viewer sales or something to that effect? And I've never had a viewer sale except until today. This is my first viewer sale of the career on YouTube. So I guess, you know, I'm now one of those people where I can say, yeah, I have a couple people buy from me. Not too big a deal. He spent $19.64 on the two because the swim trunks I listed in the winter and they fell to my sale, which I don't really go back, you know, and I don't look, oh, these are going to sell more. I just kind of go on with it. He said, thanks for the great deals. And he capitalized great. And then he said, and the great content on YouTube. He did not capitalize that great. So thanks for your videos. I'm turning my hobby as a reseller into a part-time business. Well, there you go. Carlos, I hope you enjoy these clothes. If you want to return them, I hope you don't want to return them. But yeah, I'm actually going to take some of the plastic off because it's like right at a pound. So this will take it under a pound, but they're still the same clothes, just with less plastic. Thank you, man. That's a kind of it's a really exciting thing to me. It kind of speaks to, you know, you appreciate what you're kind of getting into and what you're watching. And yeah, you know, this is gonna make me a little bit of money, but it's more about the fact that, you know, you put a nice message saying you appreciate it. And that means a lot, dude. It really does. It really does. I'm not going to put your label up next to Luis's label. Luis's label was my first sale on eBay ever. So maybe it does. Do you think I should print? I think I will. You know what? I'll print 2 labels. So this goes for a pound. That's something too. Like if you have sale items in their first class, like a lot of lightweight stuff, when you get 2, sometimes it's still first class and not priority. So that's going to help. Maybe I'll put yours up there, Carlos. Maybe Carlos will go next to Luis and y'all just live forever on my wall. I can just, you know, keep a little record of that. So that's really cool. I appreciate it. Jack says, I have jackets and winter stuff, but I'm going to tote that till colder weather, I think. You can do that. That's a good strategy. I mean, the thing about it, though, is it's cold everywhere all the time, you know. So. Okay, and I'll do print label. I'll just print another one. Shoot, I don't have a thumbtack though. Oh my god, let's see. I'll take this one down. This is actually a, I put like note. Do y'all use note tabs? I'll put you up here, Carlos. There you go. Thanks, bud. Or sir, I don't know how old you are. This is a, do you know like the Robert Kiyosaki? He did Rich Dad, Poor Dad. There's one line in that book that I liked, and it says, assets put money in my pocket, liability takes money out of my pocket. So that was up there, but let's throw it away. I think I'll just remember that note. You know, some notes live on forever inside your head. That one's going to just go in the trash. But let's get to our next item. We got some Duluth. If you guys don't know, Duluth Trading Co. It's like a big guy clothing brand is what I call it, because everything about it is like tough. Like it's double, you know, double knee pad type stuff. Now this one's not a very good one. It's actually their older one. This is like their older patch. So it didn't sell for very much money. And I'm going to see, sometimes these are actually really hard to fit in the small one. Oh, you can hear the baby? Oh no, probably. I mean, I can hear him. Yeah. So he slept for a long time and she's just doing the whole routine of like changing him. And then he has like baby bronchitis issues, so she has to like suck the snot out of his nose before feeding him, or he'll spit up a lot. So that's what you're hearing right now. I'm a little embarrassed. Seth, quiet down back there. Now he's fine. He did really good this morning after after we woke up and stuff. He was just chilling because we had some like cleaning to do around the house and things like that. And he was just sitting in his chair. And if you guys look at my Instagram, go to the Instagram and check my story. There's a picture of my dog Ragnar sitting behind him while he's in his chair in front. It's a really good photo. So, yeah, we got it to fit. Yeah, sorry about the crying. I mean, I did not expect that to be so loud on the mic, but Lisa and friends. Hello, I'm packing orders today. I sell mainly small antique items, postcards, horse gear, so equestrian, Western shirts, and books. Do you track your cost of goods? And if so, how? Thank you for sharing. It's a good question. That's a pretty good variety of items you sell too. I bet you have a pretty neat couple items. Like I bet you sell the Breyer horses, right? That's the only real horse thing I know. So with cost of goods, I put everything on the same credit card. So all the thrift stores I go to, I use the same credit card. And then I use QuickBooks. It pretty much says every time I buy there, it categorizes as cost of goods sold. And then at the end of the year, though, the way to do it is you see how much money you spent on items, but then you see like how many items you actually sold because it's cost of goods sold. So that's how I've been doing it. And CPA pretty much told me that's how it's done. So, and then if you go to yard sales, like whatever, say you withdraw $100, but you only spent 80 at the yard sales, just you can either like log it on Excel or you can just save that $20 for the next time you use it. So that's pretty much how that goes. I hope that answers the question. I'm not like too big of a tax guru, but I can tell you this: if you make over a certain amount of money and it's more of like a business, then you should create a LLC and then do the S corporation. And I'm not a tax expert, so I want to say that because I got some legal stuff where my Amazon associates, those links you see, those I do get a kickback for it. But if you don't link the links to Amazon to tell it, hey, I got these links, they just like canceled that account. So I had to redo that. I guess it happened. It's a pretty common mistake to make. I didn't read the fine print, but yeah, not a tax person. But if you do make enough money, then you can pay yourself a salary for the company you work for. And then all the money that is made after that is shielded from Social Security and Medicare. So you're not paying as much into Social Security because you're only paying yourself a set amount, but all that extra money you're saving 15.3% on the money you make. So that really helped out this year. And that's why I got a CPA, because they you have to just do a few extra steps. And I could probably do it myself, but I really rather them do it and then have that like wall of defense. If an audit comes, they can have my back a little bit. I have almost zipped into this stuff. So I'm okay to let it go cheaper. Offers are on. Yeah, I do offers on everything, man. That is the way to go, in my opinion, because people want deals, man. Dang. I just clicked into an item. It's a Salt Life shirt. Salt Life. It's kind of like, I wouldn't say Tommy Bahama. It's more of a, they just do a lot of graphic tees, kind of like Guy Harvey. Is it Guy Harvey? Yeah, Guy Ritchie is the director. Guy Harvey is a fish like graphic t-shirt. So Salt Life's kind of in that line, but that just sold. So like I don't have it in the tubs that I pulled. I pulled items at 12:30. It's an hour later. So some of these items I don't have. That's why it's going a little slower. It's good that it's selling though. We went with the white monster today. I've been hitting the green zero sugar ones. They're really delicious. They have a deal. It's buy 3 and it's $2 a piece when you get 3. That's one of the best deals you can get on Monster. I actually talked to the Monster guy that was like restocking them. He's like, dude, this is the deal to get. Because I was asking if you can buy wholesale, and I probably couldn't buy, probably wouldn't buy that many. Well, I don't know if they'd even sell it to you though, You have to have like the storefront, brick and mortar type to get wholesale from what I've heard. So, but I would love, and I don't know who was talking about it. Somebody was talking about like in order to get sponsored by like some of those energy drink companies, you need like 5,000 followers on whatever platform. And I was like, dang, that's a lot, man. Did I say 5,000? I meant 50,000. You need 50,000 just to be considered to qualify to be sponsored by some of those places. Catherine flies out of my closet. It's been surprising. I never pick up the bottoms, but the tops have done great. In my experience, I tend to stick with 3X or bigger. Yeah, Catherine's is a sleeper in the plus size. So now 48 other people know Sarah. So hope it doesn't hurt it too bad. You got to watch out for stains on those big shirts, though. I've noticed more stains on them. And yeah, Jack's talking about the baby. He's calm now, man. He calmed down. He It's like the older he's getting, he's 4 months and a week, I think, the stronger his lungs are getting. So he's able to really belt out when he's upset. But now at least we're experiencing know like what's going on. It's just, it's part of having a baby, man. That was a Ralph Lauren button up. This is another button up. So all these button ups or button downs, if they don't sell for $15.99 plus shipping, then I pretty much accept anything over like $8 plus shipping. So that leads it to $16.99. And they're usually always first class. They pay like, $4 is my average cost of goods. If it goes to the sale though, I always accept it. So this person, it's $2.80. So really not much money. But you do that so that like the guy gets a shirt for, a couple bucks and he can wear it and feel good about it. I mean, it's one thing to just like focus on profit. And then, some people are like, well, are you wasting your time with this shirt? And it's kind of like, not really, because that same shirt does sell for $25. It's just sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it doesn't, but it's okay because like I said, he could buy 10 of those shirts. I have a couple buyers that I see their username and they'll buy like anywhere from 10 to like 20 items. And it's mainly the Ralph Lauren's when they go on sale at the beginning of the month. So they're like my repeat customers that buy multiple quantity. 719 resales. I caught a live. Woo! Woo! Cool, man. Yeah, so I guess you can put a notification thing on YouTube. Not like the bell. I mean, like me post, hey, I'm going live today at 1 o'clock. And I'm not really good at YouTube just yet. So like I don't know exactly where to do that, but I'll figure it out. And it's kind of like then I need a checklist, like post to Instagram, Facebook, like post to YouTube, like, hey, I'm going live. But the deal that I'm gonna do, that's a dumb sentence. My plan for the lives is Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday at 1 p.m. Central. I'm gonna go live with shipping because I have to ship every day. Wednesday's my big sourcing day. And then on the weekends, either Saturday or Sunday, I'm gonna go live to do the shipping because I hate having that many orders on Monday. It's really just a headache. So if you guys can kind of like remember that. And then I'm gonna post. I don't know if I'm gonna do a sourcing video every week, just because filming like the source. Like next week, I'm not filming the sourcing video, but I have one in the editor right now, and I'm gonna release it on Wednesday because I'm not gonna have a video out, so that like at least Wednesday will be like, hey, there's another upload. And then I'm going to do the tutorial video on the shipping. It's more of like a beginner video, but it's going to be about why I use these different shipping things and my reasoning behind it. So I think that's good. So this is a Huck. Let's see. What's that? Huck. Dang, man. Jeez, I had a lot of sales come in. So this is Huck. It's it'll be in the next video, I guess. I don't have it right now. I don't know. Yeah, I don't have it. I'll have to do it for tomorrow's video. Tomorrow's live. Here is an Affliction piece. Affliction's a really cool brand. If I saw somebody wearing Affliction, like growing up, I figured they were tough. And I was usually scared of them. So I kept my distance. And this is like a thermal. It's a 2XL black. It's got a lot of like, it always has like the big crosses or the angels or the, just like crazy looking things. Almost like that Ed Hardy vibe. I list them at $29.99 when I find these thermals. I accepted an offer of $16 plus $8.99 shipping just because I think I'm stretching for the very top at the $40 mark, including shipping. So I'm okay to sell it for this price. But yeah, they're pretty cool. Affliction's and it sold like within a week because I sourced this last Wednesday. So yeah, it sold within less than a week actually. I'm gonna take the bag out. It was 12.1 ounces on the scale, so I take the bag out to get it right under 12, and this will save me like $1 and some change. Let's see, 719. Is that your area code? I would assume so. You're talking to Sarah. You said I always listen to resellers in the background too. That way I feel like I have a coworker. Laugh out loud. So true. Yeah. No, I'm kind of there too. It's just there's not like a whole lot of lives that maybe it's I don't know enough channels of resellers. And also it's kind of like once you do it for a long time, it's hard to find a reseller that you really like. Like Kaylee Eileen, I like her because she sells in different categories of clothes than me, and her business is like a step above mine. So that's always like something to look up for. But if I have like a brand new reseller, I try to watch some of the newer people. It's just kind of like, I've already kind of like graduated from that realm, but I do listen to a lot of like Lex Friedman. I think he's very interesting. I listen to CPL Tommy Bahamas. I listen to CPL Tommy Bahamas. Watchers. I listed CPL or no. I don't know what CPL Tommy Bahama is. You said watchers on both. CPL. I don't know, but the Tommy Bahama like embroidered stuff does really well. The silk stuff with like the big hits, like it says golf or like cigar or alcohol, something like that. Those do really well. I would pay up to like $10, maybe even 20 on some of them. Jack said, I used to get cases of tea from the vending machine dude when I work at a steel factory. Oh man, my grandpa was a steel worker for up north in Indiana many years. That's tough stuff, man. Tough stuff. He worked nights too. So my dad said anytime he saw my grandpa, he'd be like just really mad because he was probably tired. And he was pretty tough on my dad. And that's probably why my dad was pretty tough on me. I don't know. I'm on the fence about being really hard on my son. What do you guys think in the chat? Are fathers supposed to be hard on their kids? Not fear their dad, but like better watch your step around him. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really know how to handle him just yet. I think I'm gonna let my dog do most of the punishing of my kid. Like if he's like giving me problems, I'll be like, Ragnar, go take care of Seth for me, so I ain't gotta do it. Because Ragnar's an aggressive. He's not aggressive, but he's strong, Anyway, let me get this packed up. This is 12 ounces on the Affliction. $4.88. So that's pretty good, man. Really wish some people talk about the days of $2, for first class items. That is long gone. You're gonna have $2 stamps soon, $2 stamps. Back that to the side. Oh, this is a good one coming up. I actually need to talk about Brian. I don't know if Brian Roning's in here, but I asked him about this shirt and I was like, should I even list it? And he's like, I don't know, man. And I listed and it sold right away. Let's see. Oh, Jack said, hit the thumbs up. He's doing a great job. Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it. 14 thumbs up with 64 people. Not bad. Flippin' Junior, what's up, my man? How you doing? Yes, I like shipping on weekends too, so I don't have as many Monday mornings. I mean, the Monday morning is like, I don't know. That I like to get like a start, like charge up the week, like do some chores, like do some working out. Like I ran this week. I actually ran 3 miles last week. And that day that I ran first thing, I did coffee, the morning routine with my wife and kid. And then I had some fruit and I ran 3 miles. When I got back and showered, and then I didn't eat. I chose not to eat until lunch. I was on fire. I did everything right that day, and it was a very, very productive day. So I want more of those. And Mondays are a good way to start it because you start your week up and then you kind of like go down in productivity. It's kind of how it is. What did you get for the hug? So I'll talk about it, JR. I'll talk about it next week more in depth, but it was a stained hug, and it's a short sleeve vented dark blue. And I got $9.09 plus shipping. So Huck is one that they will price up at the thrift, but this one was damaged and it still brought in, $18, $19. Ping G, good morning, Sean. Well, it's afternoon here, man. You must be on the other side of the globe. Hello, love watching your videos, Bass and Coffee. Cool name, thank you. I actually drank coffee black the last 2 days because I am drinking the sugar. Well, those are sugar free, but there's stuff in it that's not good. So I drank coffee black and my wife was like, gross. And I was like, you know what? It wasn't that bad. It kind of made me feel tough. Okay, so this is a Untuck It 3XL, nice pink and blue plaid, like the tight gingham. It has like a big hole, like right on the sleeve though, like where the cuff is. And I asked my friend Brian, I was like, dude, should I even list it? Cause usually you've seen the videos. I rip them, right? I throw them away because it's a business shirt. Like this isn't going to some guy who's going to cut the sleeves off and go to the barbecue with an untuck it button shirt. It sold for $9.99 plus $8.99 shipping with a big cut in it. I think it's because it's by the end of the cuff. He'll roll it up and use it as like a 3/4 sleeve, and it'll be no big deal. And it's a 3XL. That's why I bought it in the first place. So really good sale there. Like I said before, if an item has a strong enough sell-through rate and a strong enough like price, if it's damaged, it will. It has a chance to sell. So that goes double for like FR stuff, fire resistant. If you find area, cinch, bulwark, even walls, I mean, some of that stuff in the fire resistant, if it's got stains on it, those are all going to welders. So like they don't really care. They're covered in black soot all the time, or flex, whatever you call it. So yeah, it's that's like okay, right? Wrangler, like some of the Wrangler FR stuff, but the Area FR button shirts are really good. And that's because they're really expensive retail. But not everything retail that's expensive is good to resell. Okay, we got a couple of polos coming up. This is a Peter Millar Summer Comfort. Summer Comfort's really the way to go. It's like 92% polyester and 8% elastane. It'll have like golf embroideries on it from the country clubs or from the golf courses. Those will sell just fine too. If it has like a company, like if you see a Taylor Exchange, Peter Millar, buy it and send it to me. But if it's like, Rocky's Stone Quarry Company Incorporated, like that stuff probably isn't going to sell. But if it says like Pine Coast or Pine Tree or like, we have a lot of money type trees, then yeah, it's gonna do pretty well. And same deal. I take the bag off, it's gonna go under 8 ounces. And this sold for $11.19 plus $8.99 shipping. So that's exactly where I run this business at. $4 in and $20 out. Let's catch up a little bit. 719 said yes, Southern Colorado. Right on, man. I wish I had the motivation to list as much as you on a daily basis. Bass and coffee. Yeah, so I kind of batch work. I try to do photos for 2 hours, and then I do a lot of my listing at night. So come 9 o'clock, 9 p.m., then I just knock all my listings out because that's when like the house is asleep and I can really focus on doing that. Jack said a couple both embroidered, be a dad, not a friend. Ooh, so yeah, no, you're probably right there. He'll have enough friends at school and his mom is always going to be like on his side. But we're going to try next summer for a kid. And if we have a girl, then it's going to be like, we're going to have to battle them for the remote control. Flippin' Junior, I got about 20 Tommy Bahamas last year at a flea market, sold a few upward to 100. That's intense. I don't know if I've sold them that high, but I've definitely been in the 75 range. That's good, man. They must have been some awesome polos. Or were they? Oh, you said Tommy Bahamas. So they're probably the camp shirts, right? Excuse me. All right, 8 ounces on this. Let's get this going. And this was like a pink striped shirt, Pretty good. But yeah, as far as listing, Bass, like my listings haven't been like 35 a day like before. Some days it's 20, some days it's like 40. It's been a little inconsistent because of YouTube. My aspiration is to grow like into a bigger business, and then my son, of course. Let's see. Melissa Hartz. I feared my dad, but not in a bad way. He was my favorite person. Yeah. You kind of need him to be strong, right? Let's see. Let's see. I lost my motivation to list when I got rid of my warehouse space, and that was paying $1,200 a month. Is that because you didn't have the need to pay that $1,200? Like you had that extra money and you're like, I don't need to list as much? Because I'm a little thrown. I think that's what you mean. Flippin' Junior paid $120 for 20 shirts. Yeah, no, I guess if that's pretty good if they're going to sell for that much, or even have just one sold. So I bought $200 at this store, and one of them was a Howler Bros, and it's going to sell for $150. It's got the lobster crustacean on it. I'll probably put it on my Instagram. I want to start putting $100 items on my Instagram for like post. I really want to up my Instagram game. terrible at it. 719. We have three children, and I have to go straight crazy in order for my kids to realize I'm serious, but my husband can just give them that look and they jump. And I'll tell you why. It's because, um, hang on, 147.63. Dang. Yeah, these sales keep coming in, man. I don't have this one. It's another Peter Millar. Okay, 147.61. Okay, this is one of the cool ones I picked up from that Scotty Cameron. This is not Scotty Cameron, but it was in there. It's almost like that, I don't know, like tiki, like tribal Hawaiian type print to it. I took an offer at it. I listed all these at $39.99 because there wasn't any like expensive embroidery like the Scotty Cameron on it. He offered $25, you know, so 25 plus 9, you're looking at $34 for a polo, like, you know, paid $4 for it. So I'm okay doing that. And I got a lot of those. I had 25 at that one store. And then there's some more at the bottom of this stack right here. And they're like, I got some really special ones that I don't see very often. Like Chubbies and the Ace and Spades or something like that. Point and Ace, I think. Ace and Point, something like that. They're like $50+ polos. So I had a really good day with polos that day. But the thing about the moms, right? So if you have a son, especially if they're athletic or they're like, you know, type A children, whenever my mom tried to like swat me when I was like 11 years old, maybe 10, I grabbed her arm like this and she couldn't move it. And then I knew at that moment that I now just like hopped her on the rung of dominance as far as physical stuff. And then you know what she said? She goes, "Wait till your dad gets home." And I was like, "Smack me, like hit me all you want, like go ahead." And that's pretty much it. They kind of realize that they if it came down to like a life or death situation, they may be able to take the moms. That's why, like, I don't know if you guys heard, like some people pin the dogs down to like show dominance. And I don't know how I don't know how much that actually works, but there's a little bit of that pack mentality in households, in my opinion. Definitely different for the mommy versus daddy. Yeah, for sure. For sure. My buddy was saying he's like, whenever my wife was pregnant, he's like, "I hope you have a girl, man." I said, "Why do you say that?" He goes, "Because then you get to be the hero and not the disciplinary one." Do you trust your dog with your baby? Yes, absolutely. He's a Labradoodle, full blood Labradoodle, and he's good. He's really good. I don't trust if he's outside, that's when he does his running. I don't know if I trust my son being outside, like throwing him the toy, because he may just like run through him and he may not. I mean, we're gonna test it and I'll be there with him. But yeah, I'm not afraid of biting or anything like that. It's mainly just the dog is like 65 pounds and he's just really strong. I do a lot of like sprinting and things with him. Not me sprinting, but like him sprinting for toys. Hankenstein. I'm fun dad, mom serious mom. We flip it. Yeah. Good cop, bad cop type situation. I'm the youngest. It's me and my older brother. So like I always knew my mom was in my corner. Let's see. This is the Cricket brand. I've sold so many of these. I just found this brand 3 weeks ago, and this is a short sleeve polo. I listed it $19.99, which was very aggressive for this brand as far as like low price, and it sold instantly. So I probably should have listed it like $29.99, but I listed one. It was a long sleeve blue, navy blue for $39.99, and it took. I think it went for 25. So this was a short sleeve, and I was like, okay, maybe I'll list for 20. I probably need to list those at $29.99 as the mark. And that's kind of how I run this. Like, I don't know. I mean, you can look at comps, but you don't know how something's going to sell in your store as opposed to somebody else's, or just like the sizing. There's a lot of factors that go into it. Maybe because this was solid black, it's much more desirable. I mean, a lot of people like wearing black. So, all right, let's get some questions, man. We got 76 people and 22 likes, and I'm behind on questions. My mod is not here, Brian. See, Brian's 2 hours behind us now because he's in Arizona. Arizona doesn't change times either. Like I think Hawaii and Arizona don't have to change times for daylight savings. So that's a bit of a rip. Like they passed, didn't they sign or write up a bill or a law about like not changing times anymore because of the anxiety it causes people and stuff. But I really wish we could all be on the same time. I mean, like not switch the times, you know, so that. But see, I hope they do it so that Arizona and Texas are 1 hour apart and not 2 hours apart. I don't know which way it's set up, but I would rather have my friend an hour away in time than 2 because he's always calling me and it's like really late. And I'm like, dude, I'm about to go to bed. Let's see. You're in Anthem. Oh, Anthem. You're in Anaheim, California. It's 11:30. Exactly. Yeah, Texas. I'm in Texas for sure. So I got you, Ping. I get you. But yeah, I guess. I mean, is 11:30 that early though? I mean, is it really that early? What time do you wake up? If you wake up at 9 or 10, yeah, that's early. But I wake up at 6, and with the baby, it's like 5 or 6. Thrifting by Jail. What's up, Sean? What's up, man? Glad you spelled the name right. Hey, what's up? It's Lissetti, right? Lissetti is New England Betty Boop. Hi, hi. Saying hi to the others in the chat. FR can sell well with holes in it. FR can sell pretty much, yeah, as long as it's there, it'll sell. And I'm talking Henleys, button ups. I don't know if there's many t-shirts. I bet you there are, but the fire resistant is something to buy if you're in like that area. If there's a lot of people that work in welding and I would say country type work, but you know what I'm saying. If you live in like a business type area, you're not going to see a lot of fire resistant in the thrift store. But if you're in like one of these smaller towns, you'll see more of it. You caught you on Instagram live the other night. You must be talking to Lissetti, maybe she went on. Chatting it up. You're on for 3.5 hours on a live. That's a good amount of time. Sarah, speaking of Monster, Sean, picking that stuff up. I found it once at the bins, $25 sale in less than 24 hours is a hoodie, by the way. Yeah, Monster energy drink is a pretty good one. The t-shirts and that. The chat just jumped a little bit. Okay. Monster's super popular when I was in high school. Now all these people are in their 30s and they're still looking for it. Well, it's just a delicious drink, honestly. Do you have your own insurance? How much does it cost you? Bill, type again, like what type of insurance? Do you mean health insurance or business insurance? Positive energy, you get the listing. Yes. Okay. Perfect. Keep working, everybody. A lot of stuff you pick up in the last thrift haul, I have passed on in my thrifts, but I guess I should pick them up considering my area prices most things at $3.99. Bats and Coffee, I'll do a little update. It's 51 minutes in. I have a resource I just put out, and it's called How Much Should I Pay? And it's a Google Doc in my link tree. And pretty much what it is like look at item cost $4 and see what profit. It'll be from $6 to $10 in a first class setting for, $5 label average cost and then an $8 average cost label. And it's meant for a regular store, not like if you have a top rated, the profit will be more. But go look at that and see what you will profit if you sell it for this amount. So like check that out and you can have that in your phone and then you can kind of like look at it. So what you want to do with that, in my opinion, is find the item cost of the thrift store you're at. If all the shirts are $1 or all the jeans are $8 or you said everything's $4, go to item cost $4 and see what the sale price is. Right now I'm looking at to profit $10. If the item cost is $4, you need to sell it for $26, including shipping. So that will get you $10. And if you can sell it for more, then you make more. If you sell it for less, then you obviously make less. But that is a tool I put out there for you guys. I do have a donation set up for my Buy Me a Coffee, which no one has donated yet. And I changed it to diapers and donations because what I'm going to use with that account is set it up for my son. And I'm not going to dip into it. I'm going to set it up for my son, but it's pretty much going to be all these things that I put out here for free in my Google Docs. You guys can use, and if you do get value out of it, go ahead and you can drop a donation. It's there, I just don't want to just give everything out for free. Because my dad mentioned yesterday, he's like, "Aren't you giving away all your secrets?" And I was like, "It's kind of already out there, but I'm consolidating a lot of it for you guys because I learn from YouTubers, so why not share?" But I also learned a lot from myself too. I spent a lot of time thinking about this business, and it pretty much consumes most of my life. In the sense that it's hard to turn it off because I like business. I like setting up systems and I like making money. So Ping, my significant other passed away in 2020. I'm really sorry to hear that. I really am. I think about it a lot. Like if my wife goes or if I go, it'd be terrible. My son said I should get rid of the warehouse. I sold the mill, the lathe, the compressor, had to move all my inventory to the garage and bedroom. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, Ping. That's tough. M jeans. I don't know what I've bit my dog. Oh, you're talking about the dog and the kid situation. You bite your dog? That's funny. I do that sometimes too. I wrestle with him sometimes. He's like I said, he's a lot to handle now. Jennifer, hey, saying hey to Mike. I thought you were saying hey to me. Okay. I just jumped in. Oh, I didn't see this one. It says that's because it jumped. Dang. Okay, I don't know where, but yeah, let's go back. Flippin' Junior said Howler Bros is one of my favorite brands to flip. It's a dominant brand. Howler Bros, if you guys don't know, it has the embroidery stuff on it. Take a couple extra seconds and look and see which embroidery it is, because like I said, mine's got gold crustaceans on a pearl snap, and those are going to sell for like 150 plus. The size is a medium, so like if it was that XL, it'd probably be closer to 200. Hit the thumbs up. Carlos, are you the one that bought the shirts or the shorts and the shirts? Ever watch Harry Tornado's videos? I watched Harry Tornado's videos up until he did the Goodwill palette stuff. I used to like when he would go live while he was editing, because he told a lot of like truths, in my opinion, about YouTube and reselling. But I don't really watch him anymore. Sometimes I'll take a look and see his thumbnails, but I don't really like the glowing thumbnails of the person with the halo around them. I kind of know how to do that effect, but I'm not. I kind of just get ideas, you know. But honestly, the thumbnails and like you see how like the lighting here isn't good. It's because I don't have a studio set up. Like I just now got into YouTube. But yeah, he's impressive. Harry Tornado's impressive with the way he communicates very clearly. And I mean, it's just, I see it because I think he started reselling like maybe a year before I did. And then he was like, in every like chat or whatever, like every live, like he was all over the place. So yeah, I definitely watched him, but I quickly realized that if I was going to do this full time, I couldn't do an everything store. So like he does a lot of that kind of stuff. And I don't really watch those content creators as much, because it just doesn't apply as well. And I'm not like, I mean, I would value like informational YouTube and like podcast over entertainment YouTube, like Mr. Beast and Harry Tornado. I mean, they're entertaining guys, but it's just different. Okay, and then now I'm caught back a little bit. Let's see. Julian, would you ever do store reviews? The problem with store reviews is there's no way in 1 hour or 2 hours I could give you a store review and you would be super happy with it, because I'm not going to do it for free, just because I'd rather use my free time for my son. I'm not going to do it for store reviews. And then it's like, I would charge for a store review, but I don't think the amount that I could charge to do it properly would benefit you with the value. I'm just going to try to produce that on the YouTube channel for free, and I'll just take the AdSense or like donations. But yeah, I'm not really in that place. I don't think I don't think consults on eBay stores is a very good use of time or that valuable, because a lot of it comes down to you and like your personality and how you want it to look. I mean, you can carbon copy a lot of the stuff that I've done, that Daily Refinements has done, some of the other clothing sellers that are, doing well. But when it comes down to it, you have to go through those hurdles yourself to understand why it didn't work. If you just get all the answers and then like something changes or like the market shifts a little bit and you're like, I don't get it, this was working. It's like, because you really have to just have a better understanding. That's kind of a long rant about store reviews. I don't want to be that guy that's charging, $10, $20, or because I would charge like 50 or 100, honestly, just because I can do so much more in an hour than that. Not that I make more than that in an hour. It's just like building something like YouTube or a business, a brick and mortar, like something like that takes just a lot of focused energy, and I don't really want to spend it on store reviews. They're cool and everything, but I wouldn't want to tell you how to run it, right? Like you run it how you want, Just be really clean about it though. Don't do it all sloppy. Make sure like what you do makes sense to you, and I think you'll be fine. You don't need me for that. Quit while you're ahead, Sean. My sons are 24 and 16. They never think they're going to raise their hands at me. They ever think they're going to raise their, so they would never challenge you? Yeah. Let's see. Jack wants the thumbs up. Honestly, Jack, there's never 100% viewership and 100% thumbs up. I've never seen it. Lisa, one of your friends, man, I may not. Okay, let me just try. I'm going to try to speed run some of these. Lisa, one of your videos of mentioned listing everything you have before sourcing new items. Do you source weekly anyways, having a death pile as I would sell from home as I see it? So yeah, I source every week for sure. Sometimes I throttle up a little more on like if I need inventory. The death pile, what I do is I create like piles of just polos because they're kind of like the mid tier to lower end stuff, all short sleeve polos. And then whenever I have an employee, which I'm going to hire, they'll all just list polos and they'll list them all for like 12.99 plus shipping or 15.99. So that's kind of the death pile. But yeah, I make sure that all the items are off the floor. They're out of the bags, they're on this rack, or they're at least in a box, like nicely folded and ready to list. I don't want to have empty or bags full of stuff with tags on it. And yeah, that's kind of how I do it. And if you're not making a lot of money, like if you're not listing a lot, don't just continue to buy. It's really not worth it. It just clutters up your brain because you're looking at stuff over and over again and you're not making like enough money, especially if you're part-time. Also, my hubby's in IT. This is 719 contractor, makes his own hours, etc. Kids brag, tell their people I'm a professional garage seller. Like seriously. Yeah, a lot of people look down on it. And I used to bother me whenever I would tell people I sell clothes for a living, they would look at me like I was scum, and they'd say, "Hey, you got to do whatever you can to make a living." And I'm like, "I guess." And I would try to explain to them, but you don't want to just be like that. So yeah, it's a weird little niche, but it works, right? It works. I live in Arizona. It's terrible. Couldn't get open until 10. Yeah, the time zones. It's crazy. I had 2 year. Oh, you're 2 years on Instagram celebration. Nice, very nice. Health insurance is what I mean. Do you have that for you and your family? What's the monthly cost? So my wife works for the city, so it's through her. Whenever I got on hers, it was an additional 325 a month. So my job before reselling, he paid 100% health insurance. It was a small business, and he paid 100% health insurance. But then he actually changed his policy, and I didn't really understand the change, and it ended up being like not that great. And I had to get out of that job anyway. Jennifer saying hi. Okay. $1,000, no way. Yeah, it's not $1,000 sale, Brian. It's like total sales, $1,000. I know it's a little misleading, but like I don't know how to say it without putting so much text on the thumbnail. But yeah, it was only like 40 something sales. It's actually a little bit slower of a weekend. Um, Jennifer saying hi to Brian. How do we donate coffee to your son? Yeah, so it's the link, right? So it'll say in my link tree, buy me diaper. It's like diapers and donations is what I'm calling it because the double D alliteration. But it's pretty much going to be like anytime I put out resources or whatever, it's just a little vehicle you can use to donate. And I'm going to make that his savings account. I call it his war chest, is what I labeled the account on the bank. And I'm going to just save that for him and he can just do whatever. And I'm probably not going to give it to him till he's like smart enough to know how to use it, Because if you give it to someone when they're an adult at 18, like, come on now. 18-year-olds nowadays, they're not truly adults. Not a lot of them, at least. I know I wasn't. Hey, Jen, been a while, Brian. Okay, let's get back to list, or let's get back to another item, man. I'm like too caught up in the chat. Oh, well, we're through with the first tub. I use these tubs. They used to be my old storage or my old inventory system. I've now graduated to just a better system, but these tubs come in handy. They come in handy. And I actually sold like a bunch at a garage sale, and I wish I wouldn't have sold them. Let's see. We have a thrift store with clothing bins priced at $1 to $100 or 1 to 100 pieces for $1. Oh my goodness. A thrift store with the clothing bins. Wow, that's a really good price. Thrifting by jail. You just got to sort through the stuff that just, you can't get one. Okay, now here's my question to you, thrifting by jail. Do you think if you got items for, say, 50 cents, do you think you could sell them for $2, even if they weren't items I could sell on eBay? Because that's kind of the model I want to run. I want to run a local men's buyout and resale store. So all the items in there will be $20. No, not $20. All the items on the rack in the store will be $2. I'm able to buy clothes for a very cheap price, but then anything that's brought in that I buy out for like, $1 to $5, let's say, I'm going to list that on eBay if it's going to sell for 25 or 30 plus. But then everything else I get, I'm going to sell for $2 in the store. Do you think that will work? There's no store like that in my town. We don't have like any men's type store like that. We have a bunch of women's clothes that do buyouts and consignment, but we don't have a men's. So that is my business plan, and I'm going to make it happen. It probably won't be till the end of the year, but you'll see like the videos whenever I make sure that the source is solid, which I think it will be. It's just there's a few like logistical things, and you got to see if you can sell that many $2 items to support the bills that come with the storefront, because it does get pretty expensive. There's like, it's not just like leasing fee. You know how they say like rent is $1,200. There's this thing called triple net, and like just the it just gets really expensive. You pretty much have another house, and then you pay their taxes on it pretty much too. So it's very I'm watching a lot of videos on YouTube to try to figure it out. Just trying to build up money and then a solid business plan. But I think it's going to work. Talking to a lot of local businesses, that seems to help too. Okay, so we're to the new bin, and we're going to go with this one. It is. I hate that because like the chat's just so it's popping in there, and I can't keep up. But I got to keep going on these because people are here to hear the sales. So this is a vintage LL Bean. The vintage will say like made in USA, or I think it says Freeport, Maine, actually, made in USA. And this sold for $15.99 plus $8.99 shipping. This is a Henley long sleeve, and it's blue, and it's 15 ounces. So that label's $6.60. That's a lot. Lissetti said you got to run. Thank you, Sean. All right, good. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Jennifer said go to Linktree. Yeah, there's Linktree in the description. I thought, yeah, I was the one who bought the clothing. Appreciate being on the Wall of Fame. There you go, Carlos. I'll know where you live for the rest of the time. Now, I don't even know where Luis lives, but I wish I had a photo of Luis, like my first sale, just have his photo there. I feel like that would be cool. It'd be weird, but it'd be cool. They're like, oh, is that your brother, your cousin? Be like, no, that was my first eBay sale. I just keep a photo of him on my wall. Ping, we're together 20 years. Think of him every day. Need to get rid of all his other stuff in the garage. Yeah, it's such a task. It's such a task. He's not really a reseller. He's more of a YouTuber. Junior, I hope you're not talking about me, man, because I am definitely a reseller. I just like YouTube a lot. Hit the thumbs up, Jennifer. Julian, do you use Google Lens a lot on your comps? I don't ever use Google Lens. It's been down today and not working for some reason. Now it's making things harder to list. Yeah, I look up the comps on eBay. I says, hola. Do you have time to source? Oh, you don't have time to source. Only time I have is Saturday, Sunday mornings, and I have less than 10 items left to list this week. It's tough. Whenever I worked full time, I went to the thrift stores right after work, and then the weekends, yeah, that's where you can really get the stuff. So if it's a slow weekend, then yeah, it's tough to get the items. So maybe you can try online sourcing. It's more difficult, and the margins are slimmer, but it is possible. I know some people that source from home. Christopher said, "What the H is a hairy?" He said, "What's a hairy tornado?" He's a YouTuber, man. He's a pretty popular guy. Sarah said, "Yeah, if people only knew how much money we make selling used clothes, haters out there, but mostly I think they're just clueless about what the profession is and what the possibilities are." Yeah, I mean, it's just some people don't buy used clothes. Some people don't touch used clothes. So that's kind of the stigma behind it too. This is the Ralph Lauren flannel. I sold the yellow flannel. It didn't really fit me anyway. I took an offer on it for $17.99 plus $8.99 shipping. I had it at $29.99, but I decided to let it go because I'm just trying to make sales here. Like, I'm not going to hold on to this flannel just for another $12. I, made enough money on it. So Kevin is getting this, whoever Kevin is out there in the world. It's an awesome piece. I mean, I wish it was better colors and I wish it fit, but I like the Ralph Lauren flannels. I'm a cargo pant wearing flannel top wearing guy. Because it's just so versatile, Let's see. Christopher, are you kidding me? You haven't run across Harry Tornado or Josh's videos? Yeah, his name is Josh, and his channel is Harry Tornado, because I guess that was his gamer tag. Jack said $2 is cheap. Yes, but 10 cents is cheaper. Would totally work. Yeah, I think it will work. I think it's just going to come down to what I'm going to do is I'm going to run yard sales, right? So once I make sure this source is right, which the sources, I mean, they're smart, right? They get all this items, and then they separate their A tier, B tier, C tier, and then like D tier. And the more you buy, the more savings you get. They're not really letting me touch the great stuff because I just met them. So it's like I got to build that trust, and then I have to figure out how to get it to where I'm at, how to separate it, how to process it. I just bought 400 hangers for $180. So If you guys need hangers, I know where to get them. They're just like the thrift store hangers. But yeah, I'm gonna run yard sales at my house. I'm gonna build a buyer base. Hopefully, I can build people that like want to resell too. Because if you buy something for $2 and you sell it for like 15 shipped, you can still make money. You can pretty much run this same model I'm running because I'm buying for 4 and selling for 21. If you buy for 2 and sell for 15, you can. There's still enough room there to make the money work. So hopefully, I can build a big buyer base in my town, and then whenever I have the money and everything set up, I can deploy and get the storefront and hopefully get the people bringing me stuff so that I don't have to thrift as much. And if I can get items coming in and then I also have the source to replenish the store, and then every week you get new items in the store, it's going to work. It's going to be like a mini, it's not a thrift store because no one's donating except they're going to sell their clothes to me. That's the plan. I just said it. That was the plan. 55 people know. And I'm gonna record it too. I hope it helps the channel a lot. I think it will. I think very few resellers make that jump to brick and mortar, but my town is it's affordable for me, and I just need to make sure I don't make any like mistakes because you spend a few $1,000s in the wrong direction a couple times, then it can be tough. It can be tough. Made in Hong Kong LLB is also vintage from PokeTuber. I did not know that. Thank you. Because I would have guessed that might not be. But a lot of Hong Kong stuff was made in like the 80s, right? Like I think a lot of vintage is from Hong Kong. That's really good information, man. Thank you. This is a this is that colorful button shirt. This is the J. Crew. So I don't sell a lot of J. Crew. This is a long sleeve button shirt, but you see the print on it? It's an all over print. It looks like a leaf and some squares. It sold for $14 plus $8.99 shipping. And this is going to go first class for sure. So yeah, J. Crew sells, man. They have a lot of it, but they have some interesting pieces. 8 ounce, right? Minute and 11. This hour and 11. It's pretty good. We're making it. Maybe we'll make it 2 hours, hopefully. It's crazy though. That video that I went 2.5 hours, it has like the most views though. So, oh, that was a little lag. It has the most views, so it's kind of like I guess people really like those long ones. But I got other stuff I feel like doing. I need to take photos. I mean, look at all that. I gotta do photos today too. At least 2 hours. Oh, if Junior's talking about Harry, yeah. Well, to each their own. These are items that did not sell at the regular thrift for like 6 to 20. Dang, so that means they're actually pretty good if they're pricing them that high, or you just live in like an expensive thrift area. Are you leaving?
Hey. Yeah.
Y'all want to say hi to the baby? Come here, bud. They said they could hear him screaming.
I know. I was sucking the snot out of his nose when he was really screaming.
Oh, hey, bud. Say hi. Say, is that you? Say hi.
Can you see yourself?
Say hi. Sometimes I lift his arm up. I lift him up. Ugh. Okay, he's a little starstruck, everybody.
He's wondering what's going on. He can see himself.
They're going to great grandpa's house. So have fun. Tell George I said hi.
Okay, well. Bye.
And his name's George. Such an old school name. He's an old school cat too. I probably couldn't even say many of the things. Ragnar's outside. Okay, and Ragnar's in the backyard. There's a lot of things that George has said to me that I could not say on YouTube. Let's just put it that way. He's in like the Model A club, and he's really, really old school. And that's my dog barking if you can hear him. So, yes, Bearded PokeTuber said Hong Kong made items late 80s and early 90s. 80s and early 90s. It's Hong Kong vintage stuff. So, that's a good little tip. Yeah, he's pretty good, man. He's like 15 pounds. Almost 15 and a half almost. Handsome devil. Yeah, he kind of looked like me in the beginning, and now he's looking a little more like his mom, but he's got blue eyes with like a little brown speck in one of them. So it's pretty neat, like the combination of two people to make somebody. Brett said, congrats on the baby. Thank you, man. We're thinking about going for number 2 next summer, and I'm hoping to have another boy, and she wants a girl, of course. Several resellers are selling out of that space in Las Vegas. Had their grand opening a few weeks ago. Ping, are you talking about JL stuff or something else? Vegas seems to be like the place where a lot of resellers are at. I like listening to what these sold videos because you're primarily doing men's clothes, and I've been doing women's clothes for almost 4 years, but trying to expand my knowledge on men's. Yeah. There's a lot of men's clothes that sell, but there's less of it, I think, out there. These are some Carhartt beige pants. I got like some paint stains on them and like some black stains. I use these for work for a long time, and I got too I got too fat. They don't fit anymore. So I sold them. It went for $7 plus $8.99 shipping. So it's got to go priority. It's not a lot of money, but this is what I'm talking about. The power of reselling is like you can just sell some of this stuff if it's a decent brand for some money rather than just donating it to the thrift store. That's a pretty good one though. I like selling that because I just couldn't wear them anymore. But I wear 511 tactical pants now. They have the cargo ones, like the second gen ones are really good. And they got another style that I found in my dad's size, and he wears them a lot. And they're not cargo, but they have like the side zip pocket. Those are good sellers too. And he asked me, he's like, "Oh, what do I need to give you for these?" I was like, "Dad, I need like," I think I told him $20 or something. He's like, $20? I was like, "Dude, they sell for like $40, you know, like those ones that I gave him." And he's just like, "Oh, here's 10." I think he tried to give me like $10 for two. Like, dude, no. I don't know. I think I gave him one for like 10 or something. He's like, "Well, you only paid a little bit." I was like, "Well, yeah, but I'm trying to make some money here, Dad. Like, come on now." No, I give my dad a lot. I hook him up a lot because I buy so many men's clothes. And I know what he likes. He likes like thermals and that kind of stuff. Sarah said men's clothing is supposed to be in my top 5 best selling categories on eBay this year. Yeah, I heard they're getting rid of like the seller thing where you can see your ranking for items, but I used to be obsessed with that. Like I was top 100 in most of my categories, and like women's jeans, I was way up there at one point. But it's kind of just like, I don't know. It's not really that important, you know? Sarah said the baby's cute, and hello to Sean's wife. Yeah, her name is Stephanie. She is Stephanie. And what's crazy is like, I call her Steph, but then my son's name is Seth. So Seth and Steph are really close. So maybe I need to go back to calling her Stephanie or just call her Effany. Not Effany. Just call her my wife. But like we wanted the S's, right? Like Sean, Stephanie, Seth. It's hard to pick a baby's name. Have you guys had children and named them? It's really hard. The one name I wanted was Kaiser. I got a friend named Kaiser. And then somebody was like, Kaiser means ruler in Germany or something like that. Or it's like, I don't know. So there's like that. But I think that's a cool name. And then I also thought there was one other name that I was really on for a while. She wanted to name him Alec, and his middle name is Alec. So she wanted Alec. I wanted Kaiser, Seth, and yeah, I don't know. I feel like there was another one, but and then when you like pick the name, it's like it's the perfect name, right? Because it's like your kid's name. So it's tough though, right? Like she had one where I think she knew some guy, and I liked the name, and she's like, "Nah, we can't," because he was a terrible guy. So it's a tricky thing. Tricky thing. I like short. I mean, my name's short. It's one Sean, one syllable. Those were the okay. These were Levi 511s, and they were purple. They actually got returned on me. They sold for like $30, and then someone returned them saying they didn't fit right, and then it just sold. I lowered the price and it sold for $11.19 plus the $8.99. So $20. They're the purple ones. If you see Levi's in like different colors, if you see the white cone, I think that's a type of denim. Some of those come in like turquoise, like green, purple, red. Like some of those can do pretty good. I don't see them very often, but when I was selling a lot of jeans, I would pick them up when I found them. It seemed to be a good seller. So the white cone Levi's might be something to look into. Lisa and friend says your son is beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. He's 50% me. I did some of that. So yes. And my wife probably did most of it. I told her too the other day, whenever she mentioned that he was looking more like her, I was like, man, if he can have your looks and my brain. And she was just like, what do you mean your brain? I said, like my decision making and my sales ability. She was just like, wait, what? Like my brain's good too. And I was like, no, it's good. But if he had your looks and my brain, and she got really upset. I was like, he's gonna have like the best of both of us, and then I'm gonna train him to be an athlete. Hopefully he's into that, because I was an athlete, and I think hand-eye coordination comes into play a lot, and teamwork. Um, I think it's important to play like football because you really rely on your team, and like tennis and like sports where you're the wrestling. A lot of that is really like your self development and like your confidence in yourself because it's just you. But when it comes to the team sports, communication is key. Trusting others, like that camaraderie, that's a very important thing as well. But you can get it in other ways. There's the scouts and like some other groups like that. But I don't. I'd rather him play sports. What's the best way to travel by plane, acquiring clothing items and sending it back home? Printing pirate ship labels on the go, finding boxes, etc. I've heard of some people taking or buying luggage and then filling the 65-pound or whatever size luggage it is, and then taking that on the plane, but then you got to still haul it. I mean, it depends how much you want. If you got to fly, or are you saying you're vacationing and you want to just send some items back, or you're going to source and you need to send some items back? Because somebody mentioned about a trucking company. Maybe you find like a truck that's en route back to your town. Um, you can do Gaylords like through FedEx, but you're still talking like pretty expensive labels. Either way you run it, it's going to cost you. So I'm not the guy for that. I don't know. Question: when thrifting in thrift stores, and there's music playing, do you need to cut out the music and due to copyright? So it's actually a tricky thing. So say they're playing like a pop song, then if you upload to YouTube, it'll strike it and then they'll mute out or whatever. Or you I don't know if they don't let you play it. Like I don't know if they take monetization off or you. I think you just get a strike, straight up strike, and they mute it. It's only happened to me once when I was in the garage back when I first started YouTube. I was playing. I was doing weights, like I was pretending to. I was bench pressing, and then it would cut, and I had two packages I was pushing up. Well, I had my radio playing, and it got copyright struck for that. That was the only time it happened. But now I get nervous because if I'm editing a long video, it takes a lot. It takes a little bit of time to upload to YouTube, and if you do that and then it gets copyrighted, not copyrighted, but it warns you, like, hey, this is going to be muted, then you waste all the time and you got to go back and edit. So sometimes I just like blank it out and I voice over. But yeah, there's a lot of rules to that kind of stuff on YouTube. They have like uh, some type of way to figure it out like instantly. So, and I think it has to be more than like 2 seconds or something. But yeah, good question. Jill of all trades. I don't know. Jill of all trades might be one of the better names I've come across because you jack of all trades, master of none. But what if it's Jill of all trades, master of all? It's kind of a little too many alls. Huck. Somebody asked about Huck. I found some Huck pants. This is the first time I found these. These are beige. I don't know if they're true cargo. I think they have like the side cell phone pocket, which my friend Brian says any pocket on the sides is considered cargo in his opinion, which I guess that's true. These sold for $15 plus shipping. So I probably could have squeezed a little more out of it, but that $25 mark, 2025 is where I live a lot. So that's what I like. Sarah said top 5 on eBay in general, not for me. You're talking about the rankings for the listing, maybe? 760. Hello, Lolly. Happy Sunday to all. Yes, happy Sunday. Good day. Came in late. A lot to ship today. Yeah, I've been going slow because the chat's been popping off. Man, I'm so excited about the business card that I made. I'll probably post it on Instagram, but I'm gonna block out my my phone number. I don't really want a bunch of people calling me because I use that to call people. Obviously, I use my phone to call people, but it's like it has the logo, right? Like the handshake with Taylor Exchange, which I just bought the license for that. I didn't have the license for that picture. It's not copyrighted by me. I don't know if I want to go that far. So anyway, it's I bought the image copyright because at first I just screenshot it, and like edited it, like background remove. So I did buy it. It was like $13 from iStock. And the business card has that on one side, and then it has like a bar, and then the other side has at Taylor Exchange, and then it has like in a line like another bar, but it's all the icons of the social platforms that I'm on in color of what they are. And then below it says my name. It says I don't know if it says owner below the name, but then it says like, phone number, PO box, and then email for people that still use email. So I'm really excited. It took 3 hours to make, but my wife helped me too. Her eyes, when it comes to like lining things up and like how things fit, really good. It's really good when your spouse balances out like your weaknesses. The only problem with our relationship is we both can't spell at all. So when I'm like, hey, how do you spell this? She's like, I don't know. Like, I have no clue. Or like, Alexa, how do you spell this? And Alexa will spell it for us. Ping says, my brother Robert, wife Rita, kids Russell and Robin. Yeah. See, my brother, it's Shane and Sean, my older brother, and my parents always call me Shane. It's like Sean wasn't even in their vocabulary. Just fine. I mean, it only annoyed me like on my birthday, things like that. This is a pair of silver Suki women's jeans. This is the slim boot mid-rise. It's a size 26 in women's. It sold for $15.99 plus shipping. That's the brand is Silver jeans. Suki is a really good cut of theirs, but they have different variations, and some of them go for big money. Like back in the day, I was selling silver jeans like Suki. I would sell them for like $48 and stuff. Like they were really good sellers. Now it's kind of fallen out of fashion as far as some of the cuts, so you got to be a little more careful if you're going to spend. Like if you spend $10, you know that's not going to make you that much money. But you can look here. If I spend $10, so yeah, if you spend $10 and want to profit $10, you need to sell it for $32.89. That is the resource I have in my link tree. It's how much should I pay? I just released it yesterday, and it has like what you pay, how much you want to profit, and what you need to sell it for, including the shipping. So it's like a guide to know, okay, if I'm buying jeans and I'm paying this much, how much does it need to sell for? So then you look at the comps. If it's in that range, you're going to be able to figure it out. Let's see. Do you do free shipping returns? So I have 60-day free returns, but there's a little caveat to that, which it's not like it's a bit misleading because it says in my thing, like I do returns on unused, unworn clothing, which most clothing is worn when it's gotten after, people will usually wash it when they get it and wear it. Now, if somebody says I didn't like the item, I do not give them the shipping money back. And I don't have to. eBay doesn't like force me to do that return, because when the buyer clicks the type of return, that decides how the return is handled by eBay. If they say item not described, the INAD, you get the money taken from you most of the time, like right away. Or, they force you to print the label to return. But if they have buyer's remorse, eBay does not see that as like the seller's responsibility. So some people say, well, man, I bought the shirt for $5 and you're not giving me the shipping back. Like, because they didn't like it, usually in those situations, I let them keep the item. If it's stained, if I miss something, then I give them the full return because I missed it. And then I usually tell them to keep the item because I don't want it back. If it's a good item and it's stained and they say, hey, this is stained, I really don't want it. Sometimes I say, go ahead and send the item back. You'll get a full refund when the item comes back. I said, but please look at some of my other items because I don't sell, I don't make these mistakes very often, which I don't. I say, I'll give you a discount, just write in the description, discount given or something like that in the message whenever they do the offer on the item. And that kind of helps build the trust, because when you send an item from somebody, like for somebody to actually order something online and then they finally get it after they've been waiting for it, or it surprises them at the door and they're like, oh, that came real fast and there's a stain, they're really, really mad. I mean, so you want to do the best things like as quickly as possible. You don't want to like ignore that message from them for 2-3 days. Like it's just not good. But I hope that kind of answered your question. Yeah, if it's buyer remorse or if it doesn't fit, like the measurements are in there, So though the doesn't fit, I kind of take as like a case by case basis. It's tough, but like I don't want to be like the rent a store or like the I'm going to just scam this guy all the time because he's like Amazon giving out free returns. I mean, I don't want them just to buy and try on and send back. I really don't want to be that kind of store, but eBay kind of sees that too. And yeah, enough about the free. Yeah. And it does happen. I mean, I get returns all the time. I'm selling so many items. I get returns a lot, like once a week, at least, maybe twice a week. Just found your videos today and watched a few videos, then went to your channel and bang, you're live. Awesome. Bang. That all caps bang. But yeah, great. The vinyl sound. Cool. Yeah, so if you guys are new to the channel, my name's Sean. I'm a full-time clothing reseller. I'm going live with shipping videos 1 p.m. Central Time. I'm in Texas, and it's almost like a combination of a what sold and then a direct interaction with me, so I don't have to answer so many questions on Instagram. This was the best sale of the day. It actually happened while I was pulling items. This is the Ralph Lauren that I featured in one of my sourcing videos. I took an offer on it. It went for $71 plus 99 cents. Went for $71.99 plus $8.99 shipping. This is the floral. It was a 2XL. They have a couple floral print hoodies, but this one was the best one that they had that was selling. So I definitely priced it high. I put it $89.99 and I sent out a 20% offer when I saw somebody looking at it today. So I'm okay making that. I mean, I paid, I think, $7.99, $6.99 or something like that for it. The thrift was sleeping on the Ralph Lauren floral. Some of their floral shorts don't do well. I thought like floral shorts was like a good thing, but some of them don't do well in Ralph Lauren. In American Eagle, they don't do that well either. But anyway, this sold really good sell. I noticed the photo is really dark in my listing too. It's almost like, you know, the iPhone or like your cameras when the lighting is kind of weird and you press the button to like get it better. Something happened in this photo and it's like super dark. Still sold though. Super dark photo. Really nice item. Still sold. 240 JZ. Hey Taylor, I'm starting my eBay reseller journey. Perfect. Such a perfect line. Whoever came up with that, because I say that too. I used to say it all the time. I'm picking out a little bit of everything. Name brand. I pick up Eddie Bauer, Gap, Under Armour, Calvin Klein, Nautica, Ralph Lauren, Tommy Bahama, Quicksilver. And then you got some more. You got some more to that message. Let's see. What I'm trying to find in others, but I'm worried that I'm not picking up the right stuff to sell. Is that stuff good to sell? Is the stuff I listed good sellers, or should I not buy them? And is there other names I should look for besides them? Yes, CC Filson's one you should look for. Here's the problem with what you listed, right? Like those are pretty mid-tier brands. You know, Ralph Lauren obviously is a brand that can have some high tier. The Nautica vintage can be high tier, but the common Nautica may be nothing. Like some of the brands, all of the brands you listed have items in it that won't sell. You know, even the Ralph Lauren have some items that just don't sell for enough because they'll price that up most of the time. The thing about it is it's not just brand name stuff that you're trying to sell on eBay. It's stuff that sells for over $20 or stuff that sells for like whatever range. Like I have a guide, 240 JZ, that you can see whatever the thrift store prices you have, you'll see how much you have to sell it for. It doesn't matter what the item brand is. It matters if it has any proven history of selling, because you can't just buy all these. And the one here is Calvin Klein, man. I haven't sold a Calvin Klein piece in I don't know how long. Like I don't even buy Calvin Klein. Maybe it sells. Like you want to look up the sold comps to see what sells, man. Don't just buy it if it's a brand that like you think is good, because it really matters what the data shows if you want to do it right. Or not if you want to do it right, but if you want to do it the way I do it, then look up the item before you buy it and see the sell through. Make sure it's pretty high, because as a new seller, a new store, you need to have the strong sell through. My store is a bit older and it's a bit, I mean, it's, you know, there's 17,000 sales. So like eBay wants to sell my stuff. They know that I'm going to send it, and they know that the buyer's going to leave pretty good feedback most of the time. So it's different. I can go for like 20% sell through rate. Like some people just can't. So if you're new, yeah, look for, I mean, and as far as a brands list, I may put one out there, but I don't know. Like having the brand list and like having the source, like that knowledge is something you just kind of have to develop. I know Matt Thrift Alive, if you want to go to his videos, he has a document you can look at, and it has some, but like things change a lot too. You know, some of those things may not be as current. I know he updates it, but yeah, I've never looked at it. I just have learned from what's in my area and looking up comps on my phone before I buy it. Do you send out coupons or just promotion sales? I don't send coupons out. I tried it last year in November and December. I didn't like it because the coupons almost trumped my markdown sales. I do markdown sales every month. And then anytime somebody's liking an item, I send out a 30% offer if the item is under, like $30, I send out a 30% off offer. And then if it's over that, I send out a 20% offer. If it's a truly like grail piece, like that Howler Bros that I have, I won't send any offers on it because it should sell for the price I listed at. But yeah, I don't do the coupons. Scott said, yeah, vacations. Sorry, my questions are long. I need to post 3 times for one question. Yeah, no, it's fine, man. I get it. What thermal shipping label printer do you use? This right here is the Rollo. I have it linked, and if you say the word linked I have to tell you I do get a kickback from Amazon because they'll cancel your Amazon account if you don't say it. It's legal purposes. I do get a kickback. It's pretty expensive. It's $180. So the thing about that is it's never failed me. It's never jammed, and it it still will have resale value. So if you drop the $200 to get it, it's still going to be able to resell for money if you don't end up doing this like full time, or not full time. If you don't end up using it that often, you can still sell it. But I kind of would recommend it just because of the small space. Like I don't even have a regular printer here just because of how big they are. But for a while, I did use a regular printer. I used the 8x11 labels, like the halves. I used to use those when I was selling like, less than like 5 a day. That's what I used. But now I've graduated to the Rollo, and it truly is. It's great. And they have a wireless one, but I would recommend the wired. There's less problems with wired than wireless. Thank you, Jill of Ultra. It's about the name. Yeah, it's a crazy name. People are so creative. It's a good sound too. My friend Brian, like when he hears that sound, he thinks of sales. So I'm going to put that in some videos, like the Rollo print sound. I just have to record it, or I could look it up, I guess. Do you have free returns? If so, do you do international free returns? I don't do any direct international sales. I do the global shipping program, and I did just answer the free returns question, Marissa. And pretty much what it is if it's buyer remorse, I don't do the return. If it's a mistake by me, like a stain, I do a full refund. But if they say, hey, I don't want this anymore, like it doesn't fit, like I have measurements in there. And if it's like, I try not to give the return money back. I'll give the price, obviously, of the item back, but that's only when they return it. Because a lot of times people won't return the item, and then eBay, it just cancels out. That does happen probably like 20% of the time. But I do offer free returns. Yeah, if they click INAD just because they didn't want the item and they say, no, this isn't what it is, then you automatically have to give them a return. But eBay doesn't automatically make you give it if it's buyer remorse, which I think fit falls under that category as well. Sarah said, yeah, I was saying men's clothing is projected to be in the top 5 best-selling categories on eBay in general this year. That's crazy. That is crazy. Are you going to give this video a like? Oh, yeah, make sure to give it a like. Thank you. He's so cute, Beatrice. I hope you're talking about my son and not me. Or both. But yeah, no, my son is adorable. He's got dark blue eyes too, which I'm really jealous about. My brother has like crystal clear blue eyes, and my wife's eyes kind of change a little bit, but they're more towards like the bluish green. I don't know. Her eyes are weird. It almost changes by the season and by the clothes she wears. How much would you say the Howler cap could sell for? That's a good question. I don't sell caps, but I love the green and the black. I would probably put this at $30, but I don't know what the market is for Howler Bros caps. But I know Howler Bros is a good brand, so I would probably get $30 for it. I like selling men's clothing. It's less complicated than women's. For sure, Beatrice, for sure. Imagine being a man trying to sell women's. I mean, I don't even know what half the stuff is called. Tell me, like, show me a blouse, a tunic, a dress. Like, I have no idea. Midi maxi. You might as well be speaking French or something. Like, I have no clue. This is the FootJoy base layer. I sold the second one. This one's new with tags. I took an offer, $23 plus shipping. I paid $7.50 for each one, and they both have sold within a month. So really good sale on the FootJoy base layer in gray. And I picked up another one this week. Actually, I picked up 2 of them for $5 a piece because now I know FootJoy base layer. I picked 2 of them up, and they were $5 a piece, and they're the same gray. So I'm going to hopefully sell those for like the, $25 shipped or something. This is going to be 8 ounces. 8 ounces. A little itchy. I need to work out today too. There's a couple things I need to do. Photos. I need to lift. Scott said, I have returns set to automatically approve because I want all my items back to me to avoid eBay buyers from taking advantage of me. Like, does that automatically print a label for them? Or do they send it back on their own label? Scott. I mean, it makes sense. It's less headache, right? It's automated. But I mean, when I sold shoes and stuff, like returns and stuff, and electronics, it can really be like people always talk about returns, right? Because if you sell something for $200, you get a return, and you've already like spent the money. If you're running that tight of a business, it does hurt. So like knowing and understanding the return stuff is a big deal, because a lot of people will. Oh, this one's like right over a pound. A lot of people will take advantage of newer sellers with the return stuff, especially on electronics. So it's just one of those things, man. And I don't know. I'll do a whole returns video. Let's see. Yeah, this has got to go priority. This is Ralph Lauren beige chino. Not the best sellers. They do sell, but not for a lot of money. These, I took an offer. It was $8.50 plus shipping on these. So I'm probably gonna stay away from the Ralph Lauren chinos. Let's see. Yeah, so Scott's saying that they happen so seldomly that it's just better for him. Yeah, no, that's true. They are pretty few and far between. I get them a lot though. I don't get them a lot. But like when you sell a lot, you do get more. Like it's not it's not like it's not every day, but it does happen. All right, I sold another pair of silver jeans, women's. No, that's Cinch. Or I mean it's Ariat. It looks like that one sold too. So yeah, now the longer this live's been going, the more sales are coming in, and it's kind of messing up my list over here on the computer. Because there'll probably be like 8 or 10 sales that came in. The vinyl sound. What bags are you using to put clothing items in? If you look at my link tree, it's in the description of all my videos. I have Amazon links, and I do get a commission if you buy the bags and stuff. Like say you buy the 100 or 200 bags, there's a little bit of a kickback. So I use the 9x12s. They're all in there. You can take a look and see. These are just clear bags. Although these ones don't have the warning labels, but like the ones I have the warning label. And the reason is like when I re-upped, I couldn't find like the right one. So I had to buy the ones without. But like I use the warning label just because it's like, in case a kid like puts it over his head or something and you get sued. Like it's good to have that. I think. I don't know. I mean, the odds of that are they're there, but it's pretty slim. So yeah, you can just check that out. Liz Moore, hi, Glad. Hi, Sean. Glad you're on. It's making me list faster. Oh my gosh, good. Okay, well, these pair of jeans are really nice. I'll tell you about them. These are the Ariat FR. Now, these Ariat FR jeans, my thrift store, now the Goodwill priced them in the boutique section, and they had like black stains all over them. They had them at $10 in their boutique section. Well, they luckily have since gotten rid of their boutique section, but I bought all the Ariat for $10 each at that. They're all the same size. It came from the same gentleman. They were 3430s, which isn't the greatest size, but they all had black stains from like the oil field on it. And if you use my resource, this is why I did it. So if I spend $10 and I want to profit 10, I need to sell it for $32.89. Now, these sold for $20 plus $8.99. So with the buy cost of 10, if you kind of scroll down on my Google Doc, you'll see $28.30. That means I made $6 on these. Now, that's not a lot of money, $6, but I bought a bunch of them and I've already sold, like, this was the lowest I sold it for. Like, I've sold others for the $35 plus shipping. I listed them all at $39.99 plus shipping, but like I said, they all have black stains on it. So I'm just doing this to move it because it takes a certain person. Like, you're not going to always get offers on items. And sometimes if you don't take the offer now, it may not sell. Well, looky there. This is a rare occurrence. It's the first time on a live that I get to change the tape roll. Also in my link tree, I have this, it's made in Italy actually, which is kind of cool. And it doesn't focus, but this is a heavy tape dispenser. So it probably weighs, let's just weigh it right here. It weighs 3 pounds, 5 ounces. So you could do some like arm raises or something. Anyway, 3.5 pounds. This thing is what I use. I have it directly to the right of me. And every time I do the poly mailers, you can see here, this is like, look how fat it is. And it's like torn right there. So I always put it, especially on that, I put a piece of tape on it. This thing is in my Amazon links, which I do get commission for. I'm saying that because I don't want to get in trouble. But this thing, my sister-in-law, they got it for Christmas 2 years ago for me, and I love it. Like, I use it every single day. And today, I get to change it out. Let's see. I think I have one up here. Should I get up so you guys can see my pants, or should I just like reach for it? Okay, let's quit. Let's quit. I didn't want to like show the goods to the crowd. But yeah, and it's good to have that tape like in the room next to you, because you know, if you're like rocking and rolling, you don't want to waste time going to the garage or trying to find where your tape roll is. I use the eBay colorful tape when I get my coupons. You get the eBay coupons every quarter if you have the certain size store, I think. One you get 25, and I think I get $50, which they price it just so that you have to like, you know, like pay. If you want to get like two of the really like, nothing's really that great on it. I mean, some of the poly bags they have are good. The tape is probably one of the better deals. They do have some nice boxes, but the poly bags are pretty expensive. So I would suggest the tape. That's what I always get. But I'm starting to get too much of the tape. Next time you need labels, hit me up, bro. I got boxes of labels from an auction last month. Yeah. You mean like shipping labels? Yeah, I buy them by like the thousands, man. So like, I mean, I am good for a while, but I appreciate you. I mean, maybe I should hit you up. Maybe that is a good thing. Yeah, okay. Flipping Junior, just like, I'd have to write it down. I probably won't remember, to be honest, but I would if it happens to remember, I'll hit you up on here Instagram to get me some cheap labels. Is a decent budget printer on Amazon? It's orange and white model. Oh, K Comer. So Scott's saying the K Comer wants to buy. Yeah, and that's fine, man. You buy the decent one, it's fine. And the thing is, the Rolo came out. It was, in my opinion, for like personal use, it seemed like it was better than everybody. And what happens is after like a few years, there's something about the patents running out, I think, where people can kind of like copy it pretty close. So maybe there are cheaper ones that are similar, you know, like technology and just the way it's engineered. So that's cool. But yeah, I like the Rolo. I mean, I love it. There we go. So we got it taped. So $6, man. Not bad. Not bad. 6 is usually like the lowest I want to make on an item. Scott says just approves the return automatically. I said, that's cool. That's cool. He's got auto return set up. Scott does. Bearded Poker Tuber. Yeah, I have an auto approve returns as well. Dang, man. Maybe I should get on this. Buyer pays return shipping for immerse or fit, though. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. I don't like doing that. I don't like just giving. I don't like trying it on, man, and then just being like, it didn't fit. It's like, dude, I had it measured for you. Come on. But I get it, though. Some things, the cuts, you know, some things are different. Here's a pair of American Eagle jeans. Perfect. I'm so glad I got this sale. So remember the American, it's new. Okay. So this one sold for $19.99 plus shipping. So like $30 because it's new with tags. But like that one American Eagle jeans earlier in the live did not sell for that much money because some American Eagle is just not very good. This one's new. Anything new like has a better chance of selling for more money. So I thought it was a used one. I have sold used American Eagle for $30. I have sold them. I just don't go to the jean aisle that often anymore. If it's a pair of jeans, then I need to it needs to sell for like 30 to 40 to 50 like consistently for me to buy it now. Cuz most of the time I'm paying like $10 for jeans. Anywhere from $6 to $10. Great Deal Depot returns, you can blame it on Amazon or just people that are return type people. But yeah, Amazon made it really easy for people to get their money back. I just hate when people abuse it, you know? It bothers me. Let's go to the next item. Monster's almost gone, man. Monster's just about gone. Here we go. Here's a Ralph Lauren. This is like the business style. It's like that gingham plaid type stuff. I think it's green and almost like a white, off-white. This sold for $10 plus $8.99 shipping. So right at that $19 mark. It's where a lot of them sell at. $19 for the Ralph Lauren long sleeve button shirts. You can get them for $4 or less. And I mean, I have 1,000 Ralph Lauren pieces in my listed. So, you know, it's, and see, here it is. So like spend 4, sell for 19. Let's see. Item cost 4, sell for, let's see. I'll look at it in a second. And I was going to do this too. So I've been talking about the Google Docs just because it's on my mind and it's open right here on this other TV. The Google Docs I have it'll show you how much this profits. So this is a first class item and the average cost for the document is $5 for the label. This one was actually less. It was $4 and some change. 6 ounces. So I spent $4 and it sold for 19, right? It was $18.99. Let's see. So spend 4. So it's not $10 profit. 4. It's not $9 profit. 4, 8, 4. So it's $7.50 because it's in between the $7 profit and $8 profit with the cost of $4. And $7.50. If you have 1,000 items like that in your store, I mean, that's pretty good, right? And they sell a lot. Like, yeah, it's flooded category, but they sell quite often. So Scott, free returns to me is free for the buyer to return, but I don't have to pay for the original. Yeah. And that's another thing. For me, shipping cost is like, it's shipping and handling is what eBay says. So that's storing the item. So I charge a little more. I charge $8.99. And I do think priority is going to be like into the $8 to $9 range. So I'll probably bump it to $9.99 whenever priority labels hit over $8. I'll probably bump it up $1. Maybe. Thinking about it though. Scott's asking my returns 3%, 1%. I'd have to look. Okay, here's Mizzen and Main. Mizzen and Main's pretty good brand. I know that's just the print. I never know what to call this one. It's like a tight plaid gingham, I guess. This sold for $20 plus shipping. It's going to be first class. This is the size small, trim fit, and it's 12 ounces. So that's really good. Mizzen and Main is a good one. They used to sell for a lot more. They must have did a thing where like they sold to another distributor or something like that, because I've been seeing more Mizzen and Main and the price has gone down slightly. Like this shirt at one point in time was like a $40, $50 sale, but it's definitely gone down. And that's what I'm saying, like about the comps and knowing brands, like things change quickly. Whenever companies need money, they kind of sell, and they just sell to like other people. Like look at the ones that sell to Costco, and then people are just flooding the world with cheaper prices of that brand, and then it loses its value. That's like how special it is, the limited quality. Like Dixon Flannels has a limited run on certain flannels, and those things go for crazy money. But if Dixon said, you know what, let's just sell to some company and then they're going to sell to Walmart or whatever, Dixon Flannels aren't going to be anything because everyone's going to, get them at Walmart for $20. Yeah, Mizzen and Main. It's still a really good one. And it has that almost has that Lululemon like type feel to it that just like, it just feels good. It's kind of like that. Here's a great one though. As great as that Mizzen and Main is for $20 plus shipping, this is a Wrangler long sleeve button shirt. Yeah, it's the button shirt. So this is it's the George Strait collection. So like Wrangler button shirt, just plain Wrangler button shirt, not great. If it's the George Strait edition, if it has any country music singers name to it, Brooks and Dunn, it's going to sell for more money. This sold for $15.99 plus shipping. This is an item you'll see at most thrift stores. If somebody at the thrift store like hand writes the price on it, they're not going to price this very high. I guarantee you. It's going to be $2.99, $3.99, maybe $4.99. If it's on the rack at Goodwill, it's going to the half off color. Nobody's paying, like my Goodwill's $4.99, which it just went up for t-shirt or for button ups and stuff, tops. It was $3.99. Now it's $4.99. Others that I go to are $5.99. or $7.99 or $8.99. This at half off at $5 is still a $25 seller. And this is a size small. So like if you find the bigger size in George Strait, I take it back, it's a size medium. If you find like the bigger sizes, the 2XL, 3XL, you can get closer to $30 on these. And that's really good. But you know, I live in Texas, so like Wrangler is everywhere. So people love that Wrangler. They like their country music. I love country too, though. I mean, the thing about country music is the stories they tell, right? And then there are certain songs that when you play it, the memory I have is sitting in my dad's 94 F-150. It was the white and red one, you know, the red with the, I think it was white with red, or no, red with white stripe. And just like having the mower in the back, and I'm sitting there with like my arm out the window, kind of sweaty on like a spring day from working real hard, mowing lawns with him. And I'm just hearing that country song like go through my head and stuff. And the smell of like the fresh cut grass, like that is why country is so powerful. If you guys notice the shows on NBC, Fox, CBS, like the singing shows, the country guy always wins. And people are like, dude, the pop guy was so much better. Well, guess what? Middle America type people, like they love the country stuff. And it's because of that. It's that good country feeling. Like people talk about it all the time. And I'm not saying the city's not the place to be. I mean, city's completely different. It has its perks. I mean, city people are sharp. That's why they call like street smart and stuff. Like if you talk to a country guy who's lived in a town of, 20,000 people, he's going to be super kind and people take advantage of those types of people. But what I'm getting at is Wrangler country music, that type of brand sells well on eBay. I know it's totally out of left field, but it's passion. I mean, I like it. Like there's a lot of that comes into play with brands and clothes. Like it's just, you got to kind of have a feel for what society's about, Thank you for answering all the questions, Vinyl Sound. I subscribe. Welcome to the team. That's what I've been saying to people. And I call it a team because as much as you guys learn from me, I learn a lot from you. And that's why on the banner it says like selling, learning, teaching, selling, teaching, learning, because all those things are what happens here. And I appreciate that. I used the 3mm thick 10 by 13 zipper top bags from Uline. You are paying up for that stuff, man. They are good bags, but I use the 1.5 mil because they're just bags. But if, to each their own, man. I'm cheap. I'm a cheap person. I would have warning labels on any bags. I was in apparel manufacturing for years. It's a legal thing. It's a small thing, I believe, but should it be done? Yeah, and that's what I did. I used to not have them. Then I had them, and then I didn't pay attention to my last order of like thousands of bags. So like I got to run through them and make sure I order the right ones. Thank you. Great deals. It's an important thing. Gravity Goods, Cameron, bro, you blew up on both YouTube and eBay. Congrats. I've been blowing up on eBay, my friend. I'm just now sharing it on YouTube. But yeah, the one video went mini viral. It kind of launched me over. It didn't quite launch me into monetization, but I gained like 900 subs from the one tutorial video on the tops, and that definitely helped. And then I'm running these lives and I'm answering a lot of people's questions on Instagram, and I think people are appreciating it. And the reason behind a lot of it is, well, one, obviously I want to make money. I want to have more than just one business. Like YouTube money is it's a little bit of money, but it's fun because it's creative. The other thing is if you have a question out there and you're reselling, to find the answer, you're going to have to find somebody online and find the video that correlates. And maybe it's like a 30-minute video and it's like a 30-second part in the middle or towards the end, right after an ad. And you'll get the information and that's fine. But to have somebody to message on Instagram at 11 o'clock, or like if I'm holding my son at 2 a.m. because he just ate and he needs to be held up so he don't spit up, and I see your message, like I'm going to try to answer it because I know what it's like to not have the answers. Like I've been doing it not too long, since 2019, but there's been plenty of like times where I just didn't know the answer. Like I couldn't figure it out and I had nowhere to go. So I would watch YouTube and then some YouTubers are like, they're doing so well and it's hard it's hard for them to relate because they're not brand new anymore. Now I'm kind of at the point where like, I'm not brand new. So like some of these early, like week one, month one questions, year one questions, it is taking me a little bit of time to kind of figure out how to give you the answer, but I'm going to do my best to do that because, I mean, why not, dude? And it's like, helps you, helps me, man. So, Cameron, thanks for saying that, man. Gravity Goods has been around for a while, so I appreciate that. And Jack knows Gravity Goods. Okay. Yeah, it looks like there's another live going on. Maybe I need to hurry this up. I got a few more sales though. If you guys want to go there, though, go ahead. I mean, people are going to rewatch this. I want to make sure that I have all the sales accounted for. This one is just like what we were talking about earlier, Orvis. Orvis is a brand that was picked up by Costco, and it really tanked the Orvis market. However, this is the Orvis Trout Bum. Trout Bum is one of their better lines of Orvis shirts, and it's like your PFG long sleeves. It's going to be vented. And that sold for $16.01, and it went plus shipping. So I have $8.99 shipping. Some people put the penny on there on the offer, whatever. I get it. They're, want the round number, but So $16.01 plus $8.99 for an Orvis Trout Bum shirt. Like, that's a good sale. That's a really good sale. It's always going to be first class for the most part. But regular Orvis without Trout Bum, I don't know. I don't know if I would go for it, Poker Tuber said, "Sup, Cameron?" Jack said, "Nice. Have you ever had USPS lost an item before? I've had one item lost in shipping. I take that back. I've had less than 5. I can tell you that. And I know that one of them was a 50. It was a 50-pound 2-inch plate that I sold to somewhere in Florida, and it probably, honestly, I packed it with the thinnest cardboard I could for some reason. It was when I was brand new, and it probably ripped at the post office, and they were like, "Dude, screw this. He didn't pack it right. Like, let's just throw it somewhere." And that one got lost. Somebody got a tube. I used to do baseball bats and stuff, and he just showed me a picture with an empty tube. He goes, "Yeah, it was gone." So, like, I think he just ripped me off. But no, the USPS is super, super good when it comes to getting the stuff there. So. Check the link on your reseller supply. The 100 poly mailer link goes to bench tape. See, it does that sometimes. Like, it is correct, but maybe check the other sizes. I don't know. I'll look at it after this. But I had that issue myself. I can check it right now though. Let's check the link tree. And I just want to see what you're looking at. Because, yeah, I know people say the links have issues, but I redid all the links. Reseller supply link. Going to it right now. Sorry for the content here. The first one is, and that's the first one too. Let's see. What is it going to? See, mine goes to the bags, and I know you can't see that, but it's going to the Spartan Industrial thing. So yeah, if you guys are looking for the guide, and I don't know what to tell you. Like, I almost closed the live stream. So I don't know what to tell you. I would say maybe refresh or just try to get there another way. Really apologize for that, but yeah, mine is correct. So I don't know how to change that for you. Yeah, I don't know. Shift to Thrift. Hello, new subscriber from Fort Worth area. I was just recently suggested your YouTube videos. Your videos are super helpful with learning men's brands. Keep them coming. Welcome to the team, Shift to Thrift. Thank you for becoming my new competition. I will crush you. Now, there's plenty of clothes in Fort Worth, Dallas area, so I'm not too concerned. I can't buy it all. I cannot buy it all. But yeah, you're definitely. So I put Texas as like where it's filmed pretty much. So most people in Texas are going to see me on the recommendeds. Also, I've gone from like 400 subs to 3,000 in a month. And that's that trajectory is pretty steep for YouTube. Okay. Next item. We have the Hollister Surfer Pearl Snap long sleeve button shirt. Sold for $8.50 plus $8.99 shipping. Not a great sale. Hollister does sell though. Let's pack her up, man. Pack that bad boy up. 12-ounce rate. Yeah, $5.04 for 12 ounces. Sarah said we were at Costco yesterday and they had really nice Carhartt hoodies for $36. Needed a double take. Like sticker shock the other way, right? I know. That's what happens. There's a lot of Carhartt I don't pick up. I mean, unless it's really low dollar. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Oh, here we go. I didn't recognize it. So this is a Wrangler Pearl Snap. It's a short sleeve pearl. It's the 3XL. It's green and it's like it's got to be vintage just because of the striping and the color. Like I don't see this very often. Sold for $12.99 plus $8.99 shipping. So another Wrangler Pearl Snap 3X in the short sleeve. Sold for about $20. Sold to AJ. All right, AJ. Not in the chat or AJ, just somebody named AJ. Somebody named AJ. Somebody named. Another thing I like about the lives is if you think about it, you know, I am talking about the sales, but I'm also talking about stories and things that like I've been through in my life. And maybe like my kids and grandkids may listen to it, you know, or like after I pass and they'll be like, man, I'm working a boring job, or like maybe they're an astronaut. I don't know. Like maybe they're in space and they're bored and they're like, let's go to great grandpa Sean's YouTube channel, or let's go to his AI bot and just hear him talk about this. And maybe it'll siphon out all the reseller talk and just talk about the stories. And then they can just like, you know, do that. And if you don't believe that technology will do that, I mean, it's getting there. There's a lot of stuff that the way data is being transferred and the way that it's being like manipulated with the AI stuff, it's very powerful. So I think having any type of video format of yourself is crucial, especially because it's free. Right now it's free to post on YouTube. I always had this opinion that like it would cost money, and like, you know, even a 10 cents to post a video or something like that could still happen. So I think if you do want to get into this type of stuff, now is the perfect time to get into it. Here's another item that sold that I don't have because it just sold. 120. God, there's a lot. I sold a lot, man. The weekends are like where the sales come in. This one is right here. Jeez. This is a Harley Davidson shirt and it's blue. Usually Harley Davidson shirts are going to be black. So this one is for Bedford, Texas is what it says on the back. And one thing about Harley Davidson and graphic tees in general, say it's got like a small print or something on the front. If it's got a big thing on the back, I make the back the profile shot because I want it to draw their attention to the listing, because they're going to see a small little square on their phone or their TV or computer screen. So I always put the biggest print if it's a t-shirt. I don't really do that if it's a button up. Sometimes I guess I do, but most of the times it's a t-shirt that I have that little strategy. And this sold for $11 and $11 plus $8.99. So it's $20 on a t-shirt, Harley Davidson. It's not vintage. It's just like a normal one. So old country, most new country sucks. Okay, Jack. I don't know. I mean, honestly, like I've probably been listening to the same like 20 songs, I feel like, for years, rock and country type. I'm not a big music guy. I'm not a big music guy. Only country I can stomach is Carrie Witch Night Twain. Yeah. Some good ones, man. Jack said 92 people know what I'm talking. Well, hey, I mean, I can't really keep up if you do talk, but I mean, feel free to talk amongst yourselves. A lot of people are working, Jack. You know, they're doing their thing, trying to list items and make sales. Yeah, see, PokeTuber said working. Yeah, I'm working, kinda. See, that's the thing. You can get drawn away from your job if you're too invested in the chat, which you don't have to be invested in the chat, man. It's just one of those things. The vinyl sound. What got you into reselling? I probably need to make a video on this, to be honest. I think I mentioned it most live chats, but essentially just I was like, how to make the money, right? Like I'm not super well educated. I don't have degrees. Like I did some college type thing. So I was like, how do you make the most money in it? And typically it's running your own business, right? So I thought it would be construction. I have like a woodworking background a little bit. So I did a renovation for an apartment complex. It was disgusting. I'm talking like, these people destroyed this apartment. It was just a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, or no, it was a 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment. And I worked it by myself. It took, let's see, it took 2.5 weeks, and I worked like 100 hours in 2.5 weeks. And it was grueling. Like, and I had all the skills to fix it, right? But I didn't really understand about like creating the bid, creating when the draws come out. So it was a little bit of a learning curve. And at the end of it, I think I made $1,700, so $17 an hour, which $17 an hour is more money than I made working for somebody. I was at 15 plus free health insurance. And I knew I wasn't going to make much more at that company because in my town, the cost of living is really low. Like you can get a lot of cheap labor here. So I was like, man, I've got to figure something else out. And my friend, he's actually my dad's friend. He's a DOD worker. He's like a GS like 12 or something. He's way up there. He was doing eBay on the side, and he told me about it like 7 years ago. And I was like, okay, so he was grossing 6 figures on the side. And I was like, yeah, that seems great. Like I just didn't believe him, right? And then I like ran into him again, or like he said like, hey, on my birthday or something like that. And then I asked him again about eBay, and he's like, yeah, I'll show you how to do it. So he gave me some brief outlines on pricing, which was very important. He was like, list it for free shipping, and then list it like $5 or $6 under market, and then accept offers. So I listed an Oakley hard shell clamp case for my Oakleys that I used to wear a lot of Oakleys. I don't anymore. And I listed it for $9.99 plus shipping. No, I listed it for $9.99 free shipping, and then I took an offer of $9. And luckily, the offer came within 2 hours. So, like, had that not sold so quickly, I may not have been into it. And one of those labels up there, the bigger one, that's Luis. He bought it. And I don't know who Luis is, but without him, I probably wouldn't get into it. I made like $4.38, I think, because first class was lower shipping in 2019. So, yeah, that's pretty much what got me into it. And when I realized how quick it was to make that money, I was sold. So I ended up like being terrible at reselling for like 4 months. And when I started making a little bit of money, I started YouTube a little bit later. And then I was like, why am I trying to like document my journey when I had no clue how to resell? Like you should really focus on the reselling, because that's where the money's coming from. And then maybe if you're in the position where I'm at, where like you understand it better, then start YouTube, because then people will really believe what you're saying, because you have like the proof in the pudding, right? It's fine to document your journey and show like your pitfalls and like struggling, but at the same time, if you need money, like I needed money to pay for this house we're in, like I needed to make money fast, so I couldn't do both. And that's why I think I had like 300 subs, and it was fun. But then my wife's like, look, you're working full time, you're doing eBay part time, you're spending all your time on YouTube talking to these other people, and like you need to spend time with me, like you need to do some other things like that. So you just don't have enough time to do everything. So I would focus on what makes money like the fastest. And once I realized the power of eBay, yeah, I was hooked, man. And then I had to get out of that job as fast as I could. It was terrible. But yeah. And it's great. This is a funny one too. So in my town, the apartment complex, no joke, was called The Plantation. That was the name of the apartment complex. I know. It was in a rough neighborhood, dude. Rough neighborhood. Okay, this is Eli Cattleman. So again, another Western shirt pearl snap, sold for $11.19 plus shipping. That's the $8.99 shipping, and it's going to be first class. It's a size medium and beige. Eli Cattleman, Plains, Western wear, Wrangler, anything pearl snap pretty much under $4 has a good chance of selling for $20. Yeah, $4.88 on the label. Nicole Ruiz. I need help with pricing. Do you have tips on pricing items by category? Example, pricing the average long sleeve shirt around the same price instead of looking each up individually. And that's exactly it. So like you have to look the prices up individually, because you don't know the market for it. Now, I do have a guide that I put out that I've been talking about. It's what profit you make on what sale price. But if you don't know the market for a shirt like this, and you price it at $19.99, like if you price it at $30 shipped, you'll never sell this shirt. Never. If you price it at like $22 shipped and you get an offer for $18 shipped, you'll sell it all day long. And that's what I do. But yeah, I've looked up comps for like, you know how when people play video games and it shows how many hours they've played the games, and it'll say like 2 weeks worth of gameplay because of the amount of minutes and hours? My looking up comps is way up there. I used to do it every day after work at 2 thrift stores for 2 hours. I would go through every single brand, every single size, style, long sleeve, button, pearl snap, and I would just do the comps. That's all I did over and over and over again. Now I don't really have to do it anymore. If I do see something I'm like it's new to me, then I'll look it up, but I don't like you have to put in the work. There's no like there's some cheat sheets out there to look up, but you have to you have to get the knowledge to be able to do this properly, you know. And it's not like you're going to be able to find a wholesaler or like a thrift store that's going to be like, here's all these items that sell for this much money and you can price it at this. Like they're trying to make the money too. So it's almost like you got to be savvier than the person pricing at the thrift store. If it's not a chain thrift store, if it's one that prices by item, you need to be smarter than them. And the only way to do that is by looking at the market. Don't suck at eBay. Come on, dude. What kind of name is don't suck at eBay? That's funny, though. He says you need to learn the category inside out. No shortcuts. Shortcuts into business cost failures. Almost life, right? I mean, it's a tough one. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we got 3 orders left. And then we're going to get off here. So a little over 2, man. That's okay. So this one is a cinch shirt. Let me see. Do I even have it? Yeah, here. Here it is. 11. I grabbed the wrong one, man. So see this number here? It's 111.80. It's 110.80. 11. Yeah, it's 11.80. So this is the wrong item. That does happen. I'm, just not paying attention. But I'll talk about it tomorrow when I do the shipping video at 1 p.m. Central then, but it's a cinch short sleeve plaid shirt sold for $19 plus shipping. Cinch, Ariat, all those brands, really good. This one's a Henley. This is a Lucky brand Henley. It's gray striped. Yeah, Henleys do really well, especially in the like mall brand type range. You're going to sell them for like 18 to 22 pretty often. So this one is $10 plus $8.99. So right at that $19 mark. And it's 13 ounces, which kind of stinks. But hey, can't always be under 12 ounces. $6.60 on that one. Scott says photographing and listing now. Yeah, man, get it. I got to do photos after this. I may do weights after this. I may do some not power cleans, but hang cleans. Because I recently got some bumper plates. I got the Rogue bumper plates. And you can just let them bounce because they're competition plates. They're like the blue and the green and the yellow. So I think I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to take photos. All right, here we go. So this was a combined order. They got 2 Ralph Lauren pieces. Both long sleeve button shirts, and they're both XL tees, like extra long talls. And they paid a total of $31.37 for 2 shirts, and they're going to ship in a priority mailer. We're going to squeeze this bad boy in here. But yeah, that's why it's good to have a lot of the same items in the same sizes. All right. And we're going to tape it up, though, so it don't come open. So yeah, we've had a couple first on this live. We had the tape change out on the tape dispenser. And we had a new high. I think 90-something people was the high. It shows me at the end how many people came in. So that's pretty cool. I ordered off your list. Thanks for making it easy. Hey, Vinyl Sound, thanks for ordering. I do get a kickback on the link tree with the Amazon link. So that's a way it helps me. So I really appreciate that. eBay says, most people suck at eBay, so I need this a way of reminding myself daily not to suck. I guess if that's motivation to you, but with the exclamation point, it seems like you're telling me something. Like you're letting people know. That's cool. I have some motivators too, man. I have some things I think about. Here's one thing I wrote down. So I have like these quotes. Those are 4 notepads right there. It's hard to see because of the lighting, but One of them I'll share with you guys is from a YouTuber named Delighted. He does Settlers of Catan content. He's like the king of Settlers of Catan content. He put in one of his videos when he's trying to become like the world champion of Catan, like rank number 1. It says, "What is the point of having a dream if you're not going to flirt with it a little bit?" And I wrote it down because I think it's a great thing, man. Like, what's the point of having a dream if you're not going to flirt with it a little bit? I love it. I absolutely love it. Okay, let me get this label on here and then I'll finish up the last few questions. So if you guys have any questions, get them in the chat now. I'll talk for like a few minutes, but honestly, I'm getting a little gassed with talking because I did not bring my water bottle. Like I had the Monster, but I didn't get the water bottle. See, so I pulled orders at 12:30. It's now 3:20 and I have 13 new orders that came in while I've been on for, 2 hours and 20 minutes. So, well, no, 12 because one of them I picked the wrong item. So 12 of them. All right, let's get it. We're going to put the mic here. I hope the sound doesn't go too crazy because now it's in front of me. Okay, Nicole's coming back with her, not rebuttal, but like response. I get knowing the market. I've been selling for over a year and research every item. Good to know I'm doing the right thing and that it just takes time to learn, to really learn. Yeah, and then the other thing is like, say you look up an item with like a certain print, there's a good chance that another item in that same tier level, I call them like low tier, medium, like high tier items. If you see the same pattern or the same linen or like silk, some type of feature about it that made it able to sell when typically it wouldn't, then there's a better chance for that item. So you start like identifying some of the cheaper brands that have features that sell, and you can find pockets of profit in there. Tara Ashley or Tara says, "Hi Taylor, I'm just curious on average, how many items do you sell per day and how many items do you sell on a slow day? Thanks." So I don't really look at it as per items anymore, but I sell on average $500 a day. So a slow day is anything like, I mean, really, if it's under 300, I consider that a bad day. If it's like two something, I know, don't take it as like, what the heck, man? Why is he talking like that? Like, just understand that my store value, like the items in it, is like it's way up there. So when I sell that little of an amount, it's usually because I didn't list or because something's going on in the world that takes everyone's attention off of eBay. So like on and then you can look at it like this too. So like $500 average sale price, $20. That's 30 items a day. So you could look at it like that. Or you could also think like a good day is anything over like, six, seven, $800,000. Like that's a really good day. But yeah, the worst I usually do is like three something. Like today, for example, I'll tell you. Today's been a little slower, but that's because yesterday I didn't list that much. I did a lot of family stuff on Saturday. Well, okay. So yeah, on Thursday I had $344, but that's because Wednesday I didn't list very much. And then the next day though, because I listed a lot, I had $693. And then the day after that was $459. And then today so far it's at $492. But before the live, today was at two something. I made a lot of sales in the last 3 hours. So it just depends. Like honestly, I do about 33 to 35% profit on sales. So, when I sell for 300 one day, I make about $105. If I sell 500 per day, then I'm profiting like what like $175 a day profit or something like that. And that's every day. So I hope that helps. So those 12 items, will you ship them today or wait till tomorrow? I'm going to wait till tomorrow. Because I'm tired of shipping, man. I'm not shipping anymore. Like I got a whole pile here. I am going to try to take some of that to the post office. My post office is not 24/7. So that kind of really stinks. In the smaller towns, you don't get the hubs like that. Some of the hubs in the bigger city are open 24/7, but I'll shove them into the drop boxes the best I can. And sometimes I catch a postal worker and he'll let me take them to the back. So yeah, I'll ship them tomorrow. The vinyl sound. Keep up the sharing of what you do and how you do it. It helps others more than you think. Oh, I know how much it helps. Trust me. I did this. I did the same thing. I was consuming tons of content. I know, but yeah, I will for sure. Sketchy dog, funny name. Hi, hey, Tara Ashley. Wow, question mark or exclamation point. Yeah, it's. I mean, I've been doing it. I did 35 items a day for like a year and a half, pretty much. And now since I've had a newborn son, he's 4 months old. Some days are 20 items listed, some days are 45. Like it just kind of, it's just different. But now I know what takes it to get the sales. Like on the day that I only listed 20, like here's one day. Yeah, Sunday on March 5th, I had $222 in sales. So that's the lowest day like on record for a long time. But, it bounces back. Like I had one let's see. One $900 day this month. So that was good. So it averages, right? If you have a $10 sale day and you get 100, your average is like what, 50, close to 55. Do you promote? I don't see it in your breakdowns. I don't promote anything. No, I've never have. I did the coupons for 2 months last year, but I run promotions and I send offers out immediately. Every time I see them, I send offers out. 20% on more expensive items and 30% on anything under $30. And those most of my sales are offers that convert. The promotions, no, I don't do them. I figure if you price low enough, people will see that anyway because eBay's going to put it up to the top. Flipping 50s, I'm finally catching your live, Sean. Do you use reusable plastic bags to store your items before you sell? If so, what size? So in there, they're my link tree, the Amazon links, which I do make a little money on. I do not reuse them. I only reuse them if it goes over the 8 ounce or 12 ounce mark, or if it's at a pound. I'll take the plastic out because it weighs a little bit, and I can get under that price point for the label. But no, I just buy more. They're in the link tree though. So hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna get off here. My wife's calling. She's probably like, "Get off of there now." I'm gonna end the stream. I appreciate everyone that came in. I'll see you next time. Bye.